You stand at the crossroads of a new beginning, and all I ask is for 72 hours. Give me 72 hours, and I will give you a new life, one that is filled with joy, abundance, and fulfillment. But understand this: the change does not come from the outside world. It begins within you. Your current life is the product of the beliefs you hold, the thoughts you think, and the emotions you feel. If your world isn't what you desire, it's because your internal world is out of alignment with what you truly want. But I am here to tell you that in just 72 hours, you can change everything. You don't need months, years, or endless struggle. The key is to shift your focus, your thoughts, and your beliefs right now. The power of belief is a fundamental force that shapes the reality you experience. Everything in your life, from your success to your relationships, your health, and even your financial situation, is deeply rooted in the beliefs you hold about yourself and the world around you. You see, belief isn't just a passive thought. It's the driving force that directs your actions, influences your emotions, and ultimately dictates the circumstances you encounter. It's through belief that you create your reality. Belief works as a powerful filter through which you view the world. It's as if your beliefs are the lens through which you perceive everything that happens in your life. If you believe that life is hard, you will see challenges everywhere you go. If you believe that success is out of reach, you will struggle to make progress. On the other hand, if you believe that life is abundant, that opportunities are everywhere, and that you are worthy of success, the world will reflect these beliefs. What you believe about yourself and the world directly affects how you respond to situations, how you interact with others, and how you carry yourself through life. One of the most profound truths about belief is that it shapes your internal state. Your emotions, thoughts, and actions are all aligned with your beliefs. For example, if you believe that you are unworthy of love or success, you will unconsciously behave in ways that reinforce this belief. You might sabotage your own efforts or push people away because deep down you believe that you don't deserve what they have to offer. But when you change that belief and start to believe that you are worthy of all the good things life has to offer, you begin to act with confidence, clarity, and purpose. The power of belief goes beyond just thoughts. It reaches into the subconscious mind, where beliefs are deeply rooted. The subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It accepts whatever you feed it as truth. If you constantly tell yourself that you are capable and deserving, your subconscious mind will begin to accept this as fact, and it will start to influence your behavior, your choices, and even the people you attract into your life. On the contrary, if you constantly tell yourself that you are inadequate or unlucky, your subconscious mind will direct your life in alignment with these beliefs. This is where the idea of self-fulfilling prophecies comes into play. A self-fulfilling prophecy occurs when you believe something to be true so strongly that you act in ways that make it come true. If you believe you can succeed, you will take the necessary actions to achieve your goals. You will persist through obstacles, make the right connections, and make choices that lead to success. However, if you believe you will fail, your actions will be in alignment with that belief, and failure becomes inevitable. Your belief shapes your reality because it influences the actions you take or fail to take. The power of belief also extends to how we perceive others. Our beliefs about the world and about other people influence how we interact with them. If you believe that people are kind, trustworthy, and supportive, you are more likely to attract positive, uplifting relationships into your life. On the other hand, if you believe that people are selfish, manipulative, or untrustworthy, you will likely find yourself surrounded by individuals who reflect these qualities. Our beliefs about others are often a direct reflection of our own internal beliefs. For example, if you have unresolved feelings of inadequacy, you might project that onto others, expecting them to treat you poorly or dismissively. Another important aspect of belief is its connection to the energy you put out into the world. Belief is energy. When you believe in something, whether it's your own potential, a goal, or a vision for your life, you send out an energetic vibration that aligns with that belief. This energy attracts situations, people, and opportunities that match that vibration. It's like sending out a signal to the universe, and what you send out will return to you in the form of circumstances and experiences. If you believe that you are a magnet for success, you will find that opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere, and people begin to take notice of you. On the other hand, if you believe that success is hard to come by, you will find yourself constantly struggling and facing roadblocks. The great thing about belief is that it is not set in stone. You are not doomed to live your life according to the beliefs you held in the past. You have the power to change your beliefs at any moment. By changing the beliefs that no longer serve you, you can transform your life. This is where the power of imagination comes into play. Your imagination is a tool that can be used to reshape your beliefs and create new possibilities. By imagining a life that aligns with the beliefs you wish to adopt, you can begin to shift your perception and move towards a reality that matches those beliefs. To harness the full potential of your belief, you must be intentional about what you choose to believe. Question the beliefs that no longer serve you, and consciously choose to adopt beliefs that align with your highest potential. Your beliefs shape everything in your life. They are the foundation upon which your reality is built. If you want a different life, you must begin with a different belief system. The power of belief is one of the most extraordinary tools you have. It shapes your reality, influences your actions, and attracts the experiences you encounter. The life you live today is a reflection of what you believe, and by changing those beliefs, you can change everything. Take a moment to ask yourself, what do I truly believe about myself and the world? Do those beliefs serve me, or are they holding me back? The moment you decide to change your beliefs is the moment your life begins to shift. And with that shift comes the possibility of creating a new reality, one that is rich with opportunity, success, and fulfillment. Everything is within you. This statement may sound profound, yet it holds a deep and transformative truth. Too often we look outside of ourselves for answers, validation, or change. We think that if we only had the right circumstances, the right people, or the right opportunities, our lives would be different. But in reality, everything you need to create the life you desire is already within you. It is not in the things you have or the people you encounter, it is in your own thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions. The key to unlocking your true potential lies in recognizing this power and learning to tap into it. At the core of this truth is the understanding that your inner world shapes your outer reality. The world around you is simply a reflection of the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions you carry within yourself. Your experiences, your relationships, your successes and failures, all of them are manifestations of what you believe and how you feel about yourself and the world. If you want to change anything in your life, you must begin by looking inward and changing the way you think, believe, and perceive. The mind is an incredibly powerful tool. It can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy, depending on how you use it. When you align your thoughts with your desires, you begin to create the conditions for those desires to manifest. Your thoughts are like seeds, and your mind is the fertile soil that nurtures them. If you plant thoughts of doubt, fear, and limitation, your reality will reflect those thoughts. But if you plant thoughts of possibility, abundance, and confidence, your life will begin to reflect those as well. Many people unknowingly limit themselves because they believe that they are at the mercy of circumstances beyond their control. They may believe that they are stuck in a situation because of their background, their upbringing, or their current circumstances. But the truth is, you are never stuck unless you believe that you are. The moment you realize that you have the power to change your thoughts and beliefs, you open the door to unlimited possibilities. Your circumstances do not define you, they are simply a reflection of your current mindset. And just as easily as you have created the life you are living right now, you can create a new reality that aligns with your deepest desires. The key to accessing this inner power is to become aware of your thoughts and beliefs. Most people go through life on autopilot, unaware of the constant stream of thoughts running through their minds. These thoughts shape their perceptions, influence their decisions, and ultimately determine the course of their lives. But when you become conscious of your thoughts, you gain the ability to change them. You can replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, and you can choose thoughts that support your growth and success. One of the most powerful tools for changing your inner world is your imagination. Your imagination is the gateway to creating a new reality. When you visualize the life you want to live, you are not just daydreaming, you are actively reprogramming your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It accepts whatever you feed it as truth. By vividly imagining the life you desire, you are impressing those images upon your subconscious mind, and your subconscious will work to bring them into your reality. The more you engage your imagination, and the more vividly you picture your ideal life, the more likely you are to see it materialize in the physical world. Your inner world is also shaped by your beliefs. Beliefs are like lenses through which you view the world. They influence how you perceive yourself, others, and the world around you. If you believe that you are capable of achieving your goals, you will take actions that align with that belief. On the other hand, if you believe that you are not worthy or capable, you will unconsciously sabotage your efforts. The good news is that beliefs are not fixed, they can be changed. You are not bound by the beliefs you grew up with or the beliefs you developed in the past. You have the power to adopt new beliefs that empower you and support your growth. By choosing beliefs that align with your highest potential, you can unlock a new level of success and fulfillment. Another important aspect of the power within you is the ability to control your emotions. Emotions are powerful forces that influence your thoughts and actions. When you are in a negative emotional state, it is difficult to think clearly or make good decisions. But when you are able to master your emotions and maintain a positive, centered state, you are better equipped to navigate life's challenges. Emotions are a reflection of your thoughts, and when you change your thoughts, your emotions will follow. By practicing emotional control and learning to respond to situations rather than react, you gain mastery over your inner world, and in turn you gain mastery over your outer world. When you recognize that everything is within you, you begin to realize that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances. You have the ability to create your own reality. This does not mean that life will always be easy, or that challenges will not arise. But it does mean that you have the power to respond to those challenges in a way that serves your growth. You are the creator of your life, and the power to change anything lies within you. The truth is that you are already complete. You already possess everything you need to succeed. You have within you the power to create, to change, and to transform your life. The only thing that stands between you and the life you desire is your belief in your own power. Once you embrace the truth that everything is within you, you will begin to see the world as a place full of limitless possibilities. You will no longer look outside of yourself for answers, because you will know that you already hold the key to unlocking your dreams. Your imagination is one of the most powerful tools you possess. It is the creative force that shapes your reality and guides you towards the life you desire. The imagination is not merely a space for daydreams and fantasies. It is a dynamic, potent force that, when harnessed properly, can create profound changes in your life. It is through your imagination that you can envision your dreams, build your future, and manifest the reality you desire. The power of your imagination lies in its ability to transform your internal world, which in turn transforms the external world you experience. At its core, your imagination is the seed of creation. What you imagine is what you create. Your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions all begin in the realm of imagination, and these mental images shape your actions and perceptions. When you imagine something, you are sending a powerful signal to your subconscious mind, instructing it to bring that image into your life. The subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. It accepts whatever is impressed upon it as truth. This is why the thoughts and images you hold in your mind are so important. If you can see it in your imagination, it can become a part of your physical reality. Your imagination has no limits. It is an endless, boundless space where you can create and design any scenario you desire. It does not matter where you come from, what you've experienced, or what your current circumstances are. Your imagination is free to create anything. This freedom is one of the most profound gifts you have, yet many people are unaware of its true potential. Instead of using their imagination to build their desired future, they often use it to focus on what they fear or what they don't want. They imagine worst-case scenarios, doubts, and limitations, inadvertently attracting those things into their lives. This is why it is so important to consciously choose what you feed your imagination, for it is a direct reflection of what you will experience in life. Imagination is the blueprint of manifestation. Before anything becomes real in the physical world, it first exists as a thought, an idea, or an image in the mind. The most successful people in the world didn't create their achievements by simply working hard. They also spent time imagining the life they wanted to create. They saw their success before it materialized, and this vision guided their actions. By vividly imagining your goals, you are sending a clear message to the universe and to your subconscious mind that these desires are possible. When you create detailed mental images of your success, you are essentially programming yourself for success. One of the most powerful aspects of imagination is its ability to influence emotions. When you vividly imagine something, your body responds as though it is already happening. This emotional engagement is essential in the process of manifestation, because the stronger the emotion attached to an image or thought, the more powerful the signal you send to the subconscious mind. The more real you make the experience in your imagination, the more likely it is to manifest in your life. This is why visualization techniques are so effective. They not only allow you to see your desired outcome, but they also help you feel the emotions associated with it. This emotional connection creates a magnetic force that attracts similar circumstances and opportunities. The key to utilizing your imagination as a creative power is to believe in its potential. You must trust that your imagination is not just a whimsical escape from reality, but a vital tool for creating the life you desire. Believing in the power of your imagination means accepting that the world you see around you is a direct result of what you have created in your mind. This is not to say that everything is under your control, but it does mean that your ability to shape your life is limitless when you use your imagination in a focused, intentional way. The imagination also plays a central role in problem solving. When faced with challenges, many people focus on the problems, the obstacles, and the limitations they face. This mindset only strengthens the sense of struggle. However, when you use your imagination, you have the ability to focus on solutions. You can imagine the outcome you desire and how it will feel to overcome the challenge. This not only puts your mind in a positive state, but it also guides your actions. Imagination opens up new possibilities and perspectives, helping you to see opportunities that were previously hidden. It is also important to recognize that your imagination is a reflection of your self-image. If you do not believe in your worth or abilities, your imagination will not support you in achieving your goals. This is why working on developing a positive self-image is crucial. Your imagination can only take you as far as your belief in yourself. When you start to see yourself as capable, deserving, and worthy of success, your imagination will begin to reflect those qualities. You will start to visualize yourself achieving your goals and living the life you desire, and this vision will become a driving force that propels you forward. The more time you spend nurturing and developing your imagination, the more powerful it becomes. Imagination is a muscle, and like any muscle, it requires practice to strengthen. The more often you engage in visualization, daydreaming, and creative thinking, the easier it becomes to access your creative power. Make time each day to visualize your goals, your desires, and the life you want to create. Engage all your senses in the process. See, feel, hear, and experience your desires as though they are already a part of your reality. The more vivid and detailed you make your mental images, the more powerful they become. Your imagination is not just a passive mental exercise, it is your creative power. It is through your imagination that you can shape your reality, create your future, and manifest your deepest desires. When you begin to use your imagination intentionally, with focus and belief, you tap into a source of limitless potential. The life you desire is waiting for you to create it, and the key to unlocking that creation lies within your imagination. The possibilities are endless, and the power is yours. To live in the end is to consciously and deliberately embody the state of having already achieved your desires. It is to fully immerse yourself in the feeling of your desire fulfilled, as if it has already come to pass, rather than waiting for it to happen or wondering when it will manifest. This concept may seem strange to many, but it is the key to unlocking the creative power within you. When you live in the end, you align yourself with the vibration of your goal and naturally attract the circumstances that will bring it into your life. Most people approach their desires from the perspective of lack. They focus on what they don't have or on what they want but don't yet possess. This creates a sense of yearning and longing, and as a result, they continue to attract situations that reinforce the feeling of not having. The key to living in the end is to shift your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. You must shift from thinking about your desires in terms of what you don't have and start living as though you already have them. When you live in the end, you are no longer attached to the idea of wanting, because you know that what you desire is already yours in spirit. The power of living in the end lies in the ability to experience your desires in the present moment. Our minds are often trapped in the past or future, constantly revisiting old memories or projecting into a future that hasn't yet arrived. But the only moment that truly matters is the present. In this moment, you have the power to decide what you focus on and how you choose to feel. If you live in the end, you choose to feel the emotions of having already accomplished your goal. If you desire wealth, for example, you do not wait for it to appear in your bank account. Instead, you begin to feel abundant right now, as if you already have all the money you need. When you feel abundant, you send out a signal to the universe that attracts more abundance, because the universe responds to your vibration, not your circumstances. When you embody the feeling of your desire fulfilled, you activate a powerful creative force within you. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions become aligned with your goal. It is this alignment that creates the conditions for your desires to manifest. By living in the end, you do not waste energy focusing on obstacles or setbacks. Instead, you remain anchored in the knowledge that your desire is already done, and you trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. This trust creates a sense of peace and confidence that allows you to move through life with ease, knowing that your desires are already on their way to you. One of the most important aspects of living in the end is the role of imagination. The mind is a powerful tool, and it is through your imagination that you can experience the end result of your desires. If you want to manifest a new job, for example, you must imagine yourself already in that job. Visualize yourself waking up in the morning, going to work, and experiencing the fulfillment of doing work you love. Feel the excitement, the gratitude, and the joy of having already achieved that goal. Engage all your senses in this mental imagery. See the office, hear the sounds, and experience the emotions of success. The more real and vivid the experience in your imagination, the more it will impress upon your subconscious mind. Your subconscious does not know the difference between what is imagined and what is real. So when you vividly imagine your desire fulfilled, you are conditioning your mind to believe that it is already yours. Living in the end also involves a shift in how you view challenges and obstacles. When you live in the end, you understand that setbacks are not signs that your desire will never be fulfilled. Instead, they are simply part of the process of manifestation. Everything is working together for your highest good, even if it doesn't appear that way at first. When you encounter difficulties, you do not let them distract you or cause doubt. Instead, you return to the feeling of having your desire fulfilled. If you desire a new home, for instance, and you experience a setback in your search, you do not let that discourage you. You continue to live in the end, knowing that the perfect home is already yours, and that everything is unfolding as it should. To live in the end is also to cultivate patience and trust in the timing of your desires. In our fast-paced world, it is easy to become impatient and frustrated when things don't happen immediately. But when you live in the end, you trust that everything is happening in perfect timing. The universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, is always working behind the scenes to bring your desires to fruition. Your job is to remain faithful, to stay aligned with your desire, and to trust that it is already yours. This trust eliminates anxiety and fear, creating space for the manifestation to unfold effortlessly. The power of living in the end also involves living with the knowledge that your external reality is a reflection of your inner state. When you live in the end, you begin to see the world through the lens of abundance, success, and fulfillment. You stop waiting for the world to change before you feel good, and instead you begin to feel good regardless of external circumstances. You understand that the world around you is a mirror, reflecting back to you what you believe and feel about yourself. When you live in the end, you are no longer a victim of circumstances, you are a powerful creator of your own reality. Living in the end requires consistent practice and dedication. It is not enough to occasionally visualize your desires or to occasionally feel good about your goals. To truly embody this mindset, you must make living in the end a daily practice. You must continually remind yourself that your desires are already fulfilled and that the life you want is already yours. This is a practice of faith, trust, and unwavering belief in your creative power. Living in the end is the most powerful way to manifest your desires. It is the act of fully embodying the feeling of your desire already fulfilled and aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with that state. When you live in the end, you are no longer waiting for things to change, you are living as though they already have. This mindset shift activates the creative power within you and allows your desires to manifest effortlessly. Living in the end requires trust, patience, and a deep belief in the power of your own mind. When you live in the end, you are not just wishing for your dreams to come true, you are creating them right now. Doubt and fear are two of the most powerful emotions that can keep you stuck, prevent you from moving forward, and block the path to your desires. They are subtle, insidious forces that can subtly take control of your mind, leading you to question your abilities, your worth, and even your future. The truth is, both doubt and fear are illusions. They exist only in the mind and are based on past experiences or imagined future outcomes. When you release these emotions, you open the door to limitless possibilities, creativity, and the power to manifest your dreams. At their core, doubt and fear stem from the mind's tendency to focus on what could go wrong instead of what could go right. When you allow doubt to take root, you begin to question whether your desires are even possible or if you are capable of achieving them. Fear follows closely behind, and it keeps you in a constant state of worry about what might happen, what might not happen, and the potential for failure. This creates a self-fulfilling cycle where the very thoughts you entertain bring about the outcomes you fear the most. Doubt and fear are also closely linked to the ego, which thrives on uncertainty. The ego tries to keep you small, safe, and within the bounds of what is comfortable. It resists change and anything that challenges the status quo. The first step in releasing doubt and fear is to recognize that they are not your truth. You are not your doubts, and you are not your fears. They are simply thoughts that have been allowed to occupy space in your mind. Thoughts are not permanent. They are fleeting, and they only have power over you if you allow them to. The moment you recognize that these thoughts are not who you are, you begin to disempower them. You must learn to separate yourself from the negative thought patterns that have kept you in a state of fear and doubt. Instead of identifying with these emotions, see them as something external to your true self. Another powerful way to release doubt and fear is to focus on the present moment. Most of the fear and doubt we experience is rooted in thoughts about the past or the future. We think about past mistakes, failures, or missed opportunities, and we worry about the future and what might go wrong. But the present moment is where true power lies. In the present moment, you have the ability to choose how you feel and what you focus on. When you bring your attention to the present, you create space for calm, clarity, and confidence. The more you practice staying present, the less power fear and doubt will have over you. When you stop obsessing over what could happen and focus on what is happening right now, you realize that everything is okay. You begin to see that you have all the resources you need in this moment, and that the future will unfold naturally. Another important practice in releasing doubt and fear is the use of positive affirmation and visualization. The mind is incredibly powerful, and it will always believe what you tell it. If you continually tell yourself that you are not capable, or that your dreams are impossible, your mind will begin to accept those statements as truth. On the other hand, if you consciously affirm your worth and abilities, you will begin to shift your mindset and let go of the fear and doubt that once held you back. By affirming that you are capable, confident, and deserving of success, you reprogram your subconscious mind to align with those beliefs. The more you affirm these positive truths, the more your actions, emotions, and experiences will begin to reflect them. Visualization is another tool that can help you release fear and doubt. When you visualize your success, you immerse yourself in the feelings and emotions of having already achieved your goal. You create a vivid mental image of the outcome you desire, and you experience it as if it has already happened. The more real and detailed the visualization, the more you impress it upon your subconscious mind. This process helps you to overcome fear by shifting your focus away from the what-ifs and toward the possibility of success. It allows you to create a new, empowering story for yourself, one that is free from doubt and fear. Taking action is also an essential part of releasing doubt and fear. Fear often arises when we remain stagnant or inactive. The longer we sit in doubt and fear, the more they grow. When you take small, consistent steps toward your goals, you begin to build confidence and momentum. Action is the antidote to fear. It is a powerful way to prove to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Each step you take in the direction of your goals diminishes the power of doubt and fear, because with every action, you build evidence that you are on the right path. Even if you make mistakes or encounter obstacles along the way, you will have taken action, and you will have learned valuable lessons that help you grow stronger. Another critical step in releasing fear and doubt is to trust the process of life. Many times we fear the unknown because we cannot see the full picture. We become anxious about what might happen, and we try to control every outcome. However, life has its own rhythm and flow, and when you trust that things will unfold as they should, you release the need to control every detail. Surrendering to the flow of life is one of the most powerful ways to release fear and doubt. Trust that the universe is always working in your favor, even when you cannot see it. Trust that every experience, whether it appears good or bad, is a stepping stone toward your growth and success. In addition to trust, self-compassion is essential in releasing doubt and fear. Be kind to yourself when you feel afraid or doubtful. Understand that these feelings are a natural part of being human, and they do not define you. Instead of berating yourself for feeling fear or doubt, offer yourself love and encouragement. Remind yourself that it is okay to have moments of uncertainty, but that you are capable of overcoming them. The more you practice self-compassion, the less you will identify with these negative emotions, and the more you will be able to move through them with ease. Remember that doubt and fear are often rooted in past experiences or imagined scenarios. They are not predictions of your future, they are simply stories your mind tells you. By releasing these old stories and creating new empowering beliefs, you free yourself to live the life you deserve. Releasing doubt and fear is a continuous process, but it is a necessary one if you want to step into your full potential and embrace the limitless possibilities that await you. When you let go of fear and doubt, you make space for faith, confidence, and the power to create your desired reality. The 72-hour window is a concept that can significantly impact how we approach our goals, dreams, and even life changes. It's a time frame that is short enough to create a sense of urgency, yet long enough to allow for real transformation and results. The power of this 72-hour window lies in its ability to propel us into action, shift our mindset, and solidify new habits or manifestations. It is within these 72 hours that the subconscious mind is most receptive, and the actions you take within this period can often determine whether you succeed or fail in bringing about the changes you desire. Many people fail to realize the importance of acting quickly when it comes to manifesting desires or creating new results. The longer we wait to take action, the more likely we are to doubt ourselves, lose motivation, or allow external circumstances to influence our decisions. Procrastination can become a powerful enemy that weakens our resolve and delays the realization of our dreams. The 72-hour window is a tool that allows us to bypass hesitation, sidestep fear, and embrace the momentum of immediate action. When you make the decision to act within this time frame, you are asserting your power over the situation, and you send a strong message to the universe that you are ready to receive. The initial 72-hour window after setting an intention or making a decision is critical because it's when your mind is most aligned with your desire. In these first few hours, your thoughts and emotions are fresh, and the energy you put forth is potent. During this time, your subconscious is most impressionable, meaning that if you act decisively and confidently, you're creating powerful momentum toward your goal. If you wait, however, the energy can dissipate, and the doubts and fears that naturally arise will begin to take over. These doubts, even if subtle, can disrupt the manifestation process, weakening your resolve and making it more difficult to take inspired action. When you commit to a decision and move forward within 72 hours, you are essentially taking control of your destiny. The 72-hour window is all about momentum. Just a few days of focused, determined action can put you on the path toward a new reality. It is during this period that you can start seeing changes, making progress, and feeling the positive results of your efforts. This window helps you stay motivated and ensures that you are not left in a state of confusion or indecision. Once the 72-hour window has passed, it's easy to fall back into old patterns and doubts. Therefore, taking immediate action is essential to solidifying the decision and creating the reality you desire. One of the main reasons why the 72-hour window works so powerfully is that it taps into the principle of momentum. Momentum is a force that, once set in motion, keeps us moving forward with little effort. When we take immediate action, even if it's just a small step, we create a spark that ignites further action. This can snowball into greater progress and eventually result in significant change. The key to making the most of this window is to start small but start quickly. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the right conditions, just take action. It doesn't have to be a massive move. What matters is that you move in the direction of your goal without delay. Another important aspect of the 72-hour window is the power of the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is constantly working behind the scenes, processing information and influencing your behavior. When you make a decision and take action within 72 hours, you are sending a clear signal to your subconscious mind that this is important and that you are serious about your desires. This sends a strong message to the universe that you are open and ready to receive. By acting quickly, you bypass the mental chatter and doubt that often arise when we linger too long. You're allowing your mind to focus on what you want, not on what you fear or doubt. In addition to harnessing the power of momentum and your subconscious mind, the 72-hour window is also important because it challenges your willpower and commitment. It tests your resolve and whether or not you're truly ready to make the changes necessary to achieve your desires. The initial steps you take in this short window require courage and faith, as it often feels uncomfortable to step into the unknown. Yet this discomfort is a signal that you are growing, expanding, and moving closer to the life you envision. Once you push through the resistance in the first 72 hours, it becomes easier to continue taking action in the days and weeks that follow. The 72-hour window also works because it minimizes the impact of external distractions and influences. When we are clear on our desires and focused on what we want to achieve, the world around us can often feel overwhelming. We may be bombarded with messages, opinions, and events that pull our attention away from our goals. However, by focusing on taking action within the first 72 hours, we bypass external noise and distractions. This time is crucial for ensuring that you stay on track and make decisions that align with your higher purpose, not with outside influences that may lead you astray. Taking action within the 72-hour window also activates your sense of urgency. Urgency is not about rushing or making hasty decisions, but rather about recognizing the importance of moving forward with purpose and clarity. It pushes you to stop waiting for things to happen and instead to create your reality by acting on your intentions. The feeling of urgency brings clarity to your actions and forces you to eliminate indecision, which is often the result of overthinking or fearing the unknown. By embracing urgency, you are telling yourself that you are worthy of achieving your desires and that you are willing to do whatever it takes to bring them into fruition. The law of assumption is one of the most profound and transformative concepts when it comes to creating the life you desire. It is based on the premise that whatever you assume to be true becomes your reality. This is not just about positive thinking or wishful imagining. It's a deep understanding that the world around you is a reflection of your inner assumptions and beliefs. The law of assumption states that what you believe to be true, what you assume as your reality, must manifest in your life. This is a law of the mind, one that influences everything from your relationships to your career to your health. At its core, the law of assumption teaches that your assumptions, whether they are conscious or subconscious, have the power to shape your reality. It's not about what you consciously want or desire, but about what you truly believe deep down to be true about yourself and the world. When you assume something to be true, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions to support that assumption. The universe then responds by bringing circumstances, people, and events into your life that mirror those beliefs. One of the key aspects of the law of assumption is that it works whether you are aware of it or not. It's constantly at play in your life. Every belief you hold, every assumption you make about your worth, your potential, your capabilities, and your future is creating the conditions of your life. The external world is nothing more than a reflection of your internal assumptions. If you assume that success is difficult or unattainable, the world will continue to show you evidence that supports this belief. On the other hand, if you assume that success is inevitable and easily accessible, you will begin to see opportunities and circumstances that support this new belief. The law of assumption suggests that all experiences are first created in the mind before they manifest in the physical world. When you assume a particular state of being, you move into that state mentally and emotionally, which then translates into physical manifestation. For example, if you assume that you are wealthy, you begin to think, feel, and act as someone who is wealthy. You will start to see opportunities for financial growth where you once saw none. You will make decisions from the mindset of abundance, and this alignment will eventually lead to the physical manifestation of wealth. The key is that you must assume the end result as already being true. You don't wait for the physical evidence to show up before you assume it. Instead, you create that evidence through your assumption and belief. This principle of assumption is not about forcing things into existence or pretending that something is true when it isn't. It is about aligning yourself with the truth that you choose to live. And when you assume the reality you desire, you are essentially closing the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Your assumption is the bridge between your present circumstances and your desired outcome. It is not a matter of wishing or hoping, it's about claiming your desired reality and acting as if it is already yours. The beauty of the law of assumption is that it applies to all areas of life. It is not limited to one's financial situation or material possessions. It applies to relationships, health, career, and personal growth. Whatever it is that you desire, you must assume that it is already yours. This assumption is not about waiting for the perfect circumstances or the right time. It's about assuming that your desires have already been fulfilled. When you assume the end result, your mind and actions begin to align with that reality, and the universe responds in kind. This law requires a shift in thinking, particularly in the way you approach challenges. When you face difficulties or obstacles, instead of assuming failure or defeat, you must assume success. You must assume that the solution is already in place and that the outcome will be favorable. This assumption creates a sense of confidence and certainty, even in the face of uncertainty. It's important to recognize that challenges are not signs of failure, but opportunities for growth that will only strengthen your belief in the assumption of success. Another essential aspect of the law of assumption is that it requires persistence and consistency. It's not enough to simply assume your desires once and then wait for them to manifest. You must live in that assumption every day, continuously reaffirming it in your thoughts, feelings, and actions. When doubts arise, you must reaffirm your assumption, even if the evidence in the physical world contradicts it. The more you persist in your assumption, the more it becomes ingrained in your subconscious mind, which is the true creator of your reality. When you assume your desired reality, you are also practicing faith. Faith in the law of assumption is not about blind belief, but about knowing that your assumptions are the key to unlocking your desired outcome. It is the trust that what you assume in your mind will eventually be reflected in your outer world. This faith is not passive, it requires active participation through thought, emotion, and action. By living from the assumption that your desires are already fulfilled, you begin to see the world differently. You no longer see obstacles as roadblocks, but as part of the process leading you to your desired outcome. The law of assumption also involves letting go of doubt and disbelief. The power of your assumption is only as strong as your belief in it. If you hold on to doubts or negative beliefs, you weaken the force of your assumption and delay your manifestation. To truly harness the power of this law, you must be willing to let go of limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering assumptions that align with your desires. This process requires mental discipline and a deep commitment to living in alignment with your highest self. The law of assumption is a powerful tool for transforming your life. It teaches that what you assume to be true about yourself and the world will become your reality. By assuming the end result of your desires, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions to manifest that reality. The more you live in this assumption, the more it becomes your truth, and the universe responds accordingly. The law of assumption is a reminder that you are the creator of your own reality, and that the power to shape your life lies within your thoughts and beliefs. Through persistence, faith, and a willingness to embrace the power of assumption, you can transform your life and bring your dreams into being. Your world is a mirror, reflecting back the inner state of your mind. Every circumstance, situation, and relationship you encounter is a direct reflection of the thoughts, beliefs, and feelings you hold within. This concept is central to understanding how reality operates and how you can shape your life. The world around you is not random, nor is it something that simply happens to you. It is a direct result of your inner state of being, the energy you emit, and the assumptions you make about yourself, others, and life in general. If you want to change your world, the key is not to focus on altering external conditions, but to transform your inner world first. The principle that your outer world reflects your inner state is grounded in the idea that everything in the universe operates in harmony. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are not isolated, they interact with the energy around you, creating the circumstances and experiences you encounter. The universe responds to the vibration you emit. This vibration is the energy that comes from your mental and emotional state. If your inner world is filled with negativity, doubt, or fear, that energy is projected outward, attracting similar energies and experiences. On the other hand, when your inner world is aligned with positivity, peace, and confidence, your outer world begins to reflect those qualities. This dynamic process can be seen in many aspects of life. For instance, if you believe that you are worthy of love, respect, and success, you begin to act and think in ways that reflect that belief. As a result, you attract relationships and opportunities that mirror your inner belief in your own worth. If, however, you believe that you are unworthy or incapable of achieving your goals, the universe will reflect these assumptions by presenting you with experiences that reinforce your doubts. The circumstances you encounter are not random, they are a reflection of what you hold to be true inside. Our subconscious mind plays a crucial role in shaping our inner state. The subconscious mind absorbs everything we experience. Even if we are not consciously aware of it, it holds our deeply ingrained beliefs, attitudes, and memories, which govern how we perceive the world. These beliefs then dictate our actions, emotions, and reactions. For example, if you have a subconscious belief that money is scarce or difficult to come by, your actions will align with this belief, and you will find yourself constantly struggling or facing financial difficulties. Conversely, if your subconscious mind is aligned with abundance and prosperity, you will notice opportunities and circumstances that support this belief. The law of attraction is closely tied to the idea that your world reflects your inner state. What you focus on, whether it is positive or negative, expands in your life. When you focus on scarcity or lack, you reinforce those feelings, and the universe responds by bringing more experiences that reflect those beliefs. Likewise, when you focus on abundance, gratitude, and possibilities, your world begins to shift to reflect those thoughts and feelings. Your outer world is essentially a mirror image of your inner world, and by shifting your inner state, you can change the experiences that manifest in your life. To change your world, you must begin by changing your inner state. This requires a deep awareness of your thoughts and feelings and a willingness to transform them. The process begins with identifying limiting beliefs or negative thought patterns that may be keeping you stuck. Once you become aware of these patterns, you can replace them with more empowering beliefs that align with the reality you wish to create. For example, if you have a belief that success is difficult to achieve, you can shift that belief to one that affirms that success is inevitable and accessible to you. By repeating this new belief and living in alignment with it, your world will gradually reflect this change. Another important aspect of changing your inner state is managing your emotions. Emotions are a powerful form of energy that influence the vibration you emit. When you experience negative emotions such as fear, anger, or frustration, your energy becomes blocked, and your outer world reflects that imbalance. On the other hand, positive emotions like joy, love, and gratitude create an open flow of energy, allowing you to attract experiences that align with these positive feelings. Learning to regulate your emotions, to shift from negative feelings to more empowering ones, is essential to transforming your outer world. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help align your inner state with your desired reality. When you visualize your goals and desires as already fulfilled, you are training your subconscious mind to accept this as your reality. By vividly imagining the life you want, you send a clear signal to the universe that you are ready to receive it. Visualization helps to create a strong inner belief in your own potential, and as you hold this image in your mind, your outer world begins to shift in alignment with it. Affirmations also play a key role in transforming your inner state. By repeating positive affirmations, you reprogram your subconscious mind to accept new beliefs that are in harmony with your desired reality. Affirmations work by reinforcing positive thoughts and replacing limiting beliefs. When you repeat affirmations consistently, you begin to embody the thoughts and feelings associated with those statements, and your outer world begins to reflect those changes. For example, if you affirm, "I am successful," and success comes easily to me, your subconscious mind begins to accept this as your truth, and your actions and experiences start to mirror this belief. The power of gratitude cannot be underestimated in shifting your inner state. Gratitude is one of the most powerful vibrations you can emit, as it aligns you with abundance and positivity. When you focus on what you are grateful for, you elevate your energy and begin to attract more things to be grateful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking in your life to what is already abundant, creating a positive feedback loop that attracts more abundance. As you cultivate an attitude of gratitude, your inner state becomes aligned with the abundance of the universe, and your world begins to reflect that alignment. Your world is a reflection of your inner state. The beliefs, thoughts, and emotions you hold within shape your outer reality. To transform your life, you must first transform your inner world. By becoming aware of your beliefs, managing your emotions, and using tools like visualization, affirmations, and gratitude, you can shift your inner state to align with the reality you desire. Your outer world will inevitably begin to mirror this shift, and you will find yourself experiencing new opportunities, relationships, and circumstances that reflect your inner transformation. The key to creating the life you want is to recognize that the power lies within you, and that by changing your thoughts and emotions, you can change your reality. My friends, as we step into 2025, I invite you to embrace a revolutionary truth. The most important work you will ever do is the work you do on yourself. This year is not for chasing others. seeking approval, or scattering your energy in countless directions. This is the year you turn inward and reclaim your power. The idea that your inner world shapes your outer world is not just a philosophical concept, but a profound truth that governs every aspect of life. It is a principle rooted in the understanding that your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions create the reality you experience. Life is not something that happens to you, it is a projection of what happens within you. To grasp this is to step into your true power as the architect of your destiny. Consider for a moment the mind as a garden. Every thought is a seed, every belief a root, and every emotion the water that nourishes the soil. What grows in this garden depends entirely on what you cultivate. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, your outer world will reflect scarcity, conflict, and frustration. But if you sow seeds of love, confidence, and abundance, you will experience a life that mirrors those qualities. This is not a matter of mere positive thinking, but a deliberate practice of aligning your inner state with the reality you wish to create. Your mind operates as a powerful magnet, attracting circumstances, people, and opportunities that match the energy you emit. When your thoughts are dominated by lack or negativity, you unconsciously draw more of the same into your life. Conversely, when you focus on gratitude, possibility, and fulfillment, your external circumstances begin to shift in miraculous ways. The outer world is a mirror, and it reflects not what you want, but what you are. If you long for love yet carry the belief that you are unworthy of it, the mirror will reflect relationships filled with distance or heartbreak. If you desire success, but harbor deep doubts about your abilities, the reflection will be missed opportunities and unfulfilled goals. The mirror does not judge, it simply reflects. To change the reflection, you must change the source. The transformation begins with awareness. Most people live on autopilot, unaware of the thoughts and beliefs that dominate their inner world. They react to external circumstances without realizing that these circumstances are often the result of their own mental patterns. Awareness is the first step to breaking free from this cycle. By observing your thoughts without judgment, you begin to see the connection between your inner dialogue and your outer experiences. Once aware, the next step is to consciously choose the thoughts and beliefs you wish to nurture. This requires more than fleeting affirmations, it demands a deep commitment to reprogramming your mind. Visualization is a powerful tool in this process. By vividly imagining the life you desire, as if it were already yours, you impress this image upon your subconscious mind. Over time, the subconscious, which cannot distinguish between reality and imagination, begins to align your actions, emotions, and energy with this vision. The outer world then responds to this shift in alignment. Emotion plays a critical role in this process. Thoughts alone are not enough, they must be charged with the feelings that correspond to the reality you wish to create. If you think of abundance but feel fear or doubt, the emotional charge negates the thought. However, when you think of abundance and feel the joy, freedom, and gratitude that come with it, you create a powerful signal that resonates with the energy of abundance. This resonance attracts circumstances that match it. Doubt and fear often arise as you embark on this journey of transformation. They are remnants of old conditioning, and their presence does not mean you have failed. On the contrary, they are opportunities to reaffirm your commitment to your vision. Instead of resisting these emotions, acknowledge them, understand their origins, and release them with love. In doing so, you create space for new beliefs to take root. The external world is also a teacher, offering feedback on your inner state. Challenges and obstacles are not punishments but mirrors, revealing areas where your inner alignment needs refinement. Instead of viewing difficulties as barriers, see them as opportunities to grow and align more deeply with your desired reality. Each challenge carries a gift if you are willing to look within and learn from it. The power of your inner world is limitless, but it requires consistency. This is not a one-time effort but a daily practice. Just as a garden requires regular care, your mind needs constant tending. Meditate to quiet the noise of the external world. Journal to uncover hidden beliefs. Surround yourself with people, books, and environments that support your growth. These practices help you maintain the clarity and focus needed to shape your outer world intentionally. When you master your inner world, you realize that nothing outside of you has power over you. Circumstances no longer dictate your state of being. Instead, your state of being dictates your circumstances. This realization frees you from the illusion of victimhood and places you firmly in the role of creator. You are no longer at the mercy of life, you are life itself, unfolding in alignment with your vision. The beauty of this truth is its simplicity. You do not need external tools, validation, or approval to change your life. Everything you need is already within you. By aligning your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with the reality you wish to experience, you unlock the infinite potential of creation. Your inner world shapes your outer world, and by mastering this principle, you can create a life that reflects the deepest desires of your heart. In a world that never seems to stop, where every moment is filled with alerts, demands, and distractions, the greatest gift you can give yourself is silence. The external world is a constant stream of noise, voices clamoring for your attention, expectations pulling you in different directions, and the unending barrage of information that keeps your mind perpetually occupied. Amid all this chaos, the truth of who you are, what you desire, and what truly matters gets drowned out. To reclaim your peace and power, you must learn to silence the noise of the external world and turn inward to the stillness where all answers reside. The external world thrives on your attention. Advertisements beg for you to buy, social media vies for your validation, and the opinions of others infiltrate your mind. These forces are designed to distract you from yourself, to keep you engaged with everything but your inner truth. The more you chase external noise, the further you drift from the clarity and peace that lie within. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it is the absence of unnecessary influence. In silence, you can finally hear the quiet whisper of your intuition, the voice that is often overshadowed by the chaos around you. This is not to say that the external world is inherently bad. It serves its purpose, offering experiences and lessons that shape your journey. However, when the external becomes your focus, when you allow it to dictate your emotions and decisions, you lose touch with your inner guidance. The noise of the world is loud, but its power over you is an illusion. You have the choice to step back, to disengage, and to listen to something far more profound, the stillness within. Creating silence in a noisy world begins with boundaries. You must protect your energy as you would a precious resource. Not every conversation needs your participation, not every opinion deserves your response, and not every demand requires your attention. By saying no to what does not serve your highest self, you say yes to the space where silence can flourish. This is not selfish, it is necessary. Without boundaries, your mind becomes a battleground for external forces, leaving little room for the calm that nurtures your soul. Silence is also a practice of presence. In a society addicted to speed and productivity, pausing can feel unnatural, even uncomfortable. Yet it is in the pause that life reveals its depth. When you allow yourself to be fully present, you break free from the grip of past regrets and future anxieties. The present moment is the only place where silence truly exists. By grounding yourself in the now, you step into a space where external noise loses its hold, and the beauty of simplicity emerges. Disengaging from the external does not mean isolating yourself or rejecting the world. It means choosing to interact with it on your terms. It means filtering what you allow into your mind and heart. Ask yourself, does this conversation uplift me? Does this news feed inspire me? Does this relationship align with my values? If the answer is no, give yourself permission to step away. Silence is not avoidance, it is discernment. It is the recognition that not everything deserves a place in your sacred inner world. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate silence is through solitude. Time alone is not loneliness, it is a return to self. In solitude, you reconnect with your thoughts and emotions without interference. You begin to understand what truly drives you, what you long for, and what no longer serves you. Solitude is the fertile ground where your dreams take root, free from the distractions that often keep them buried. Meditation is another doorway to silence. In meditation, you train your mind to release the chatter of the external world and find stillness within. At first, the mind may resist, filling the quiet with restless thoughts. But with practice, the noise subsides, and a deeper silence emerges, a silence that is not empty but full of clarity and peace. This silence is where creativity, intuition, and inspiration are born. It is the space where you remember that you are more than your circumstances, more than the noise of the world. Technology, while a powerful tool, is one of the greatest sources of noise in modern life. Constant notifications, endless scrolling, and the illusion of connection often leave you feeling more disconnected than ever. To silence this noise, you must take control of your relationship with technology. Set limits on your screen time. Create moments in your day where you disconnect entirely. Use technology intentionally, as a tool to serve your growth, not as a distraction from your inner work. The silence you seek is not something you need to create, it is already within you. The noise of the external world simply obscures it. By stepping away from the distractions and reconnecting with yourself, you uncover the stillness that has always been there. This silence is a source of strength, clarity, and wisdom. It is the foundation upon which you can build a life aligned with your highest vision. In silencing the noise of the external world, you do not lose anything, you gain everything. You gain the ability to hear your own voice, to trust your own path, and to live a life that is true to you. The world will continue to spin, and the noise will persist, but it does not have to consume you. When you choose silence, you reclaim your power. You remember that the external world is but a reflection of your inner state, and in that silence you find the freedom to shape it on your terms. Life offers a choice to be the creator of your experiences or the reactor to your circumstances. Many move through life in a state of reactivity, allowing external events to dictate their emotions, decisions, and overall state of being. In this mode, you become a passenger, carried by the currents of life, often feeling powerless and at the mercy of forces beyond your control. But to become the creator is to take the reins of your destiny. It is to step into the understanding that your thoughts, beliefs, and actions shape the life you live. The difference between the two lies not in what happens to you, but in how you choose to respond and the role you assume in your story. Reacting is easy, it is the default state for most. When something goes wrong, the immediate instinct is to blame the situation, people, or even fate. This reaction often comes from a place of fear, frustration, or lack. It's a conditioned response rooted in the belief that life happens to you rather than through you. Reactivity keeps you tied to external circumstances, perpetually waiting for something or someone to change so you can feel better. This cycle creates a sense of powerlessness, as if you are a bystander in your own life. On the other hand, becoming the creator requires awareness, intention, and responsibility. It begins with recognizing that the world outside is a reflection of the world within. Every thought you hold, every belief you nurture, and every feeling you embody contributes to the reality you experience. This is not to say that you control every event or person in your life, but you do have the power to control how you interpret, respond to, and grow from them. This shift from reaction to creation is transformative. It places you in the role of the artist, painting your life with the colors of your choosing. As a creator, your first tool is your mind. Thoughts are not fleeting, inconsequential things. They are seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Over time, these seeds grow into the experiences and outcomes that define your reality. When you think with intention, focusing on what you desire rather than what you fear, you align your inner world with the outcomes you wish to see in the outer world. It is not enough to simply want something. You must think, feel, and act as though it is already yours. This alignment is what transforms desire into reality. Emotion is the fuel of creation. While thoughts set the direction, emotions provide the energy. To become the creator, you must cultivate emotions that resonate with the reality you want to experience. If you seek joy, practice gratitude. If you seek abundance, feel the freedom and satisfaction that come with having enough. Too often, people wait for circumstances to generate these feelings, but as the creator, you understand that it works the other way around. By embodying the emotions of your desired reality now, you draw that reality closer to you. Becoming the creator also means embracing responsibility. This is not about blame or self-criticism, but about owning your role in shaping your life. Responsibility empowers you because it reminds you that you are never truly stuck. Every moment is an opportunity to choose differently, to think differently, and to act differently. Even in the face of challenges, you retain the power to create meaning, growth, and transformation. As long as you are willing to take ownership, you remain the author of your story. Reacting often stems from fear of losing control, being hurt, or failing. But as the creator, you operate from a place of trust. You trust that your inner alignment will manifest in your external reality. You trust that challenges are not punishments but opportunities to refine your vision and strengthen your resolve. This trust allows you to move through life with confidence and peace, unshaken by temporary setbacks. Action is where creation becomes tangible. Thought and emotion are powerful, but they must be coupled with inspired action to bring your vision to life. The difference between reactive action and creative action lies in intention. Reactive actions are hurried, driven by anxiety or a need to fix. Creative actions are deliberate, guided by clarity and purpose. They are not always grand gestures. Sometimes they are small, consistent steps that, over time, build the reality you envision. Being a creator does not mean controlling every detail of life. There will always be factors beyond your influence. But even in those moments, you have the power to choose your response. You can see obstacles as insurmountable or as stepping stones. You can let disappointment define you or use it as fuel for growth. The creator sees every experience as part of a greater masterpiece, knowing that even the challenges serve a purpose in the grand design. The journey from reactor to creator is not a one-time decision but a daily practice. It requires mindfulness to catch yourself in moments of reactivity and the courage to choose creation instead. It requires patience, as not every shift will yield immediate results. And it requires faith in the process, trusting that the reality you seek is already taking shape, even if it is not yet visible. To become the creator is to reclaim your power. It is to realize that you are not a victim of life's circumstances, but the architect of your destiny. When you create rather than react, you align yourself with the infinite potential within you. You step into your role as a deliberate, conscious participant in the unfolding of your life. And in doing so, you transform not just your own reality, but the world around you. True transformation begins with a single, profound realization: you must love yourself fully and unconditionally. Without self-love, no amount of external change can bring lasting fulfillment. It is the foundation upon which all growth, healing, and personal evolution are built. When you cultivate self-love, you align with your intrinsic worth and recognize that you are deserving of all the joy, peace, and abundance life has to offer. This love is not born out of arrogance or selfishness, but out of an understanding that you cannot give to others, achieve your goals, or navigate life's challenges unless you first honor yourself. Self-love is the courage to accept yourself as you are in this moment. It means embracing your flaws, imperfections, and past mistakes without judgment. So often people seek transformation because they believe they are broken or unworthy. But transformation does not come from fixing what is broken. It comes from realizing that you were never broken to begin with. You are a work in progress, and every part of you, both the light and the shadow, contributes to the unique being that you are. Self-love allows you to see yourself through a lens of compassion, where you no longer criticize or reject the parts of you that need the most care. To love yourself is to recognize your value, independent of external achievements or validation. Society often teaches us to measure our worth by what we accomplish, how others perceive us, or the roles we fulfill. This creates a cycle of striving, where we are constantly chasing something outside of ourselves to feel good enough. But the truth is, your worth is inherent. It does not fluctuate with success or failure, nor does it depend on the approval of others. Self-love anchors you in this truth, freeing you from the endless pursuit of external validation and allowing you to stand confidently in your own essence. When you love yourself, you set boundaries that protect your well-being. Many people struggle with saying no or prioritizing their needs because they fear disappointing others or being seen as selfish. But self-love reminds you that your time, energy, and emotional health are sacred. By honoring your limits, you teach others how to treat you and create space for what truly matters in your life. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out, they are pathways to healthier, more authentic connections. When you operate from a place of self-love, you no longer sacrifice your peace to please others. Self-love is also the key to healing. Emotional wounds, traumas, and insecurities often linger because we resist confronting them. We bury our pain, hoping it will disappear, but it manifests in other ways through anxiety, anger, or self-sabotage. Loving yourself means having the courage to face these wounds with tenderness and understanding. It means forgiving yourself for past mistakes and releasing the shame or guilt that weighs you down. Healing is not a linear process, and it requires patience. But when you approach it with self-love, you create an environment where growth and recovery can flourish. Transformation through self-love is not about becoming someone new, it is about uncovering who you already are. Life's experiences, challenges, and conditioning often cause us to lose sight of our true essence. We begin to believe the stories we are told about who we should be, rather than embracing who we truly are. Self-love peels back these layers of doubt and fear, revealing the authentic self that has always been within. This authenticity becomes the foundation for any meaningful change. When you act from a place of self-love, your choices align with your deepest values and desires, rather than the expectations of others. One of the most powerful aspects of self-love is how it transforms your relationship with failure. Many people fear failure because they equate it with unworthiness. But when you love yourself, failure becomes an opportunity rather than a reflection of your value. You understand that mistakes are simply stepping stones on the path of growth. They do not define you, they refine you. Self-love gives you the resilience to try again, to learn from your experiences, and to keep moving forward, knowing that your worth is never diminished by setbacks. Self-love also expands your capacity to love others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. When you neglect your own needs, your relationships suffer, because you operate from a place of depletion rather than abundance. But when you prioritize self-love, you have more to give. Your love becomes unconditional because it is not rooted in fear, neediness, or insecurity. Instead, it flows freely, unburdened by the expectation that others must fill the gaps in your self-worth. This creates deeper, more fulfilling connections as you are able to give and receive love authentically. Cultivating self-love is a daily practice. It is found in the small, intentional choices you make to honor yourself. It is in the way you speak to yourself, the thoughts you entertain, and the actions you take to nurture your mind, body, and soul. It is in celebrating your successes, no matter how small, and in showing yourself kindness on the days when you stumble. Self-love is not a destination, it is a journey, one that evolves as you grow and change. As you build this foundation of self-love, transformation becomes inevitable. You begin to see yourself not as someone who needs to be fixed, but as someone who is continuously unfolding into their highest potential. You release the need to prove yourself and instead embrace the freedom to simply be. With self-love as your guide, you discover a strength and beauty within that no external circumstance can take away. You become the architect of your own life, creating a reality that reflects the love and respect you have for yourself. And in doing so, you transform not only your own world, but also the lives of those around you. The art of assumption is one of the most powerful tools for transforming your life, yet it remains elusive to many who are caught in the cycle of reacting to their current circumstances. Assumption is not mere wishful thinking, it is a deliberate act of aligning your inner state with the reality you desire, regardless of what the outer world may presently show. Mastering this art is to step into the role of creator, where you shape your experiences through the lens of belief, imagination, and unwavering conviction. At its core, the art of assumption begins with the understanding that reality is fluid and shaped by consciousness. The external world is not fixed, it is a mirror reflecting the dominant thoughts and beliefs held within you. When you assume something to be true, You impress this belief upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious, acting without question or resistance, begins to orchestrate events, people, and circumstances to bring this assumption into being. It does so not because of magical thinking, but because of the alignment between your inner state and the energy you project outward. The first step in mastering assumption is clarity. You must know what you desire with specificity and conviction. Vague wishes yield vague results. Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," assume, "I am a successful entrepreneur, thriving in my chosen field." The more vivid and detailed your assumption, the more powerful its impact. Engage all your senses, see, feel, hear, and even taste the reality you wish to experience. This sensory engagement bridges the gap between imagination and belief, making your assumption feel real and attainable. Next comes the act of embodying the assumption. It is not enough to think about your desired outcome, you must live as though it is already yours. This means aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you are assuming. If you assume yourself to be confident, how would you think, speak, and carry yourself? If you assume abundance, how would you approach your finances, relationships, and opportunities? Embodying the assumption creates a resonance within you that draws the corresponding reality into your experience. One of the most challenging aspects of mastering assumption is releasing doubt. The current circumstances of your life may contradict the reality you are seeking to create. These contradictions can provoke skepticism, causing you to waver in your belief. But doubt is the enemy of assumption. It creates resistance that blocks the flow of manifestation. To overcome doubt, focus not on what you see, but on what you know to be true in your mind and heart. The outer world is a delayed reflection. It takes time to catch up with the changes you make internally. Trust the process and remain steadfast in your assumption, even when the evidence is not immediately apparent. Another key to mastering assumption is persistence. Change rarely happens overnight. The mind is a creature of habit, and it often clings to old patterns and beliefs, even when they no longer serve you. Persistence is the act of reaffirming your assumption, day after day, until it becomes the dominant thought in your consciousness. This repetition rewires your subconscious mind, replacing doubt with certainty and fear with faith. Over time, the assumption becomes so ingrained that it feels natural, and when it feels natural, it manifests. The power of assumption is amplified when coupled with emotion. Emotion is the energy that fuels your thoughts and gives them life. To assume a reality without feeling it is like planting a seed without watering it. It cannot grow. When you assume, immerse yourself in the emotions that come with your desired reality. Feel the joy, gratitude, and excitement as though the outcome has already been achieved. This emotional engagement not only reinforces your assumption, but also raises your vibrational state, aligning you with the frequency of your desired reality. A vital component of mastering the art of assumption is detachment. While it may seem contradictory, true assumption requires letting go of the need to control how or when your desire will manifest. Clinging to the outcome creates tension and signals to your subconscious mind that you do not truly believe in the reality you are assuming. Detachment is not indifference, it is a state of trust and surrender. It is the knowing that what you have assumed is already yours, even if the evidence has not yet appeared. The art of assumption also involves self-awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts and beliefs that dominate your mind throughout the day. Are they aligned with the reality you wish to create, or are they rooted in fear and lack? Assumptions are formed not only through deliberate acts, but also through habitual thinking. By cultivating mindfulness, you can catch and replace limiting assumptions with empowering ones, ensuring that your inner dialogue supports your desired outcome. Ultimately, mastering the art of assumption is about stepping into your power as a creator. It is about recognizing that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances, but are instead the architect of your reality. This power comes with responsibility, as you must choose your assumptions wisely. What you assume consistently, you will inevitably experience. Therefore, assume the best for yourself and for others. Assume success, happiness, health, and abundance, not because you see them in the present moment, but because you know they are yours to claim. The beauty of assumption is that it does not require external validation or permission. it begins and ends within you. When you master this art, you transcend the limitations of the physical world and step into a life of infinite possibilities. You become the conscious creator of your destiny, shaping your world with the power of belief and the certainty of imagination. The year of total commitment to self is a powerful declaration to step into a life that is fully aligned with your deepest desires, needs, and aspirations. It's a commitment to stop living for others' approval, expectations, or validation, and instead place yourself at the center of your own universe. In a world that constantly demands attention from every angle, it's easy to lose sight of your true self. The distractions, pressures, and opinions of others can cloud your judgment and steer you off course. But when you commit to yourself, you break free from the noise and reclaim your power, your purpose, and your peace. Total commitment to self requires a shift in perspective. It means understanding that self-care is not selfish, but necessary for your well-being. To give to others, to pursue your passions, and to show up as your best self in the world, you must first nurture yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and when you neglect your own needs, desires, and boundaries, you create a life of burnout, resentment, and dissatisfaction. This year, commit to filling your cup first. Prioritize your health, your joy, your passions, and your mental clarity. You deserve that, and only when you honor yourself can you fully give to others from a place of abundance. A key element of this commitment is setting boundaries. Boundaries are an act of self-respect and self-love. They are not walls to push people away, but rather guidelines that preserve your energy, time, and emotional health. Too often, we allow others' demands to overshadow our own needs. We say yes when we want to say no. We sacrifice our personal time for obligations that do not align with our values, and we give our energy to people who drain us. Total commitment to self requires learning how to say no, how to protect your time, and how to honor your own needs without guilt. Boundaries may be difficult at first, but they are a sign of strength, not weakness. This year of commitment also calls for a deep dive into self-awareness. It's about taking the time to truly get to know yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, your triggers, and your desires. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth because it helps you understand the patterns and beliefs that have shaped your life. It allows you to question what is serving you and what is not, and gives you the clarity to make conscious decisions about who you want to become. Through journaling, meditation, therapy, or quiet reflection, you can create the space to discover what truly matters to you, what your authentic self needs to thrive, and how you can move forward in a way that honors your true essence. Total commitment to self also involves breaking free from the limitations you've placed on yourself. For too long, many of us have played small, held back by fear, self-doubt, or a sense of inadequacy. We've convinced ourselves that we are not capable, not worthy, or not deserving of the success, love, or happiness we desire. But this year, commit to rewriting the story you tell yourself. Let go of the limiting beliefs that have held you hostage and start believing in your own potential. When you fully commit to yourself, you stop waiting for external circumstances or validation to give you permission to step into your greatness. You trust that you are enough, just as you are, and that you have everything within you to create the life you want. Self-commitment also means embracing your own strengths and weaknesses. It's about giving yourself permission to be imperfect and understanding that growth is a journey, not a destination. Too often, we beat ourselves up for not being where we think we should be, or for not meeting the standards others have set for us. But true commitment to self involves self-compassion. It's the understanding that progress is not linear, and that mistakes, setbacks, and challenges are a natural part of the process. When you commit to yourself, you give yourself grace, knowing that each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. Another critical aspect of this commitment is nourishing your body and mind. Physical health is an essential part of self-love. In a world that often glorifies hustle and overwork, it's easy to neglect the body that carries you through life. Total commitment to self means making time for regular exercise, nourishing your body with wholesome foods, and getting enough rest. It's about prioritizing your physical well-being as an act of self-respect, knowing that when you feel good in your body, your mind will follow. Mental health is equally important. taking time for relaxation, seeking therapy when needed, and engaging in activities that bring you peace and joy are crucial to maintaining balance and clarity in your life. This year of total commitment also involves a shift in how you view and nurture your relationships. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your energy and well-being. Commitment to self means being mindful of who you allow into your inner circle. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, inspire you, and encourage your growth. Release relationships that drain you, that hold you back, or that cause you to doubt your worth. Let go of toxic dynamics and create space for connections that honor your authenticity. True commitment to yourself means creating a life that reflects your values, your desires, and your well-being. A year of total commitment to self is about living intentionally. It is easy to get caught up in the rush of life and lose sight of what truly matters. This year, take a step back and ask yourself what you truly want to create. What do you want to experience? What kind of person do you want to become? Living intentionally means making conscious choices each day that align with your vision for your life. It's about taking responsibility for your happiness and understanding that you are the creator of your reality. The year of total commitment to self is an invitation to choose yourself, to honor yourself, and to trust in your own power. It is a commitment to stepping fully into the life you were meant to live. When you make this commitment, everything begins to change. You attract opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with your highest good. The world around you begins to mirror the love, respect, and care you have for yourself. This is your year to become the fullest expression of who you are, unapologetically and authentically. And in doing so, you create a life that is rich, fulfilling, and entirely your own. In conclusion, the year of total commitment to self is a transformative journey of self-discovery, self-love, and personal empowerment. By dedicating yourself to your own growth, well-being, and happiness, you break free from the external noise that distracts you and reconnect with the truth of who you are. This commitment requires setting boundaries, embracing self-awareness, nourishing your body and mind, and nurturing meaningful relationships. It is a year to step fully into your power, trust in your potential, and create the life you truly desire. As you embark on this journey, remember that total commitment to yourself is not a one-time decision, but a daily practice. With every choice you make, you are shaping your reality and reinforcing your worth. You are worthy of every dream, every success, and every moment of peace. Thank you for taking the time to listen and reflect on this powerful commitment. May this year be one of growth, fulfillment, and deep connection with yourself. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you of a truth so profound that it can transform your entire existence. The victory you seek is not out there, it is within you. The moment you declare, "I'm going to win," you are not just making a statement, you are setting a law into motion. The foundation of all achievement lies in what you assume to be true about yourself and the world. Assumptions, though often overlooked, are the silent architects of our reality. They shape our thoughts, mold our emotions, and direct our actions. What you deeply and consistently believe about yourself becomes the framework within which your life unfolds. If you assume success, prosperity, and happiness to be yours, life will inevitably align itself to reflect those assumptions. This is not mere wishful thinking, but a profound truth rooted in the nature of consciousness. When you assume something, you do more than hope or wish for it, you accept it as fact, regardless of whether the physical evidence supports it at the moment. This is the essence of creative power. Life mirrors your inner state. What you consistently feel to be true becomes your experience, for the world outside is but a projection of the world within. Your assumptions are the seeds you plant in the fertile soil of consciousness, and like any seed, they grow and bear fruit in due season. The beauty of assumption lies in its simplicity. You do not need to struggle or strain to make it work. There is no effort required to force external circumstances to align with your desires. Instead, the work is entirely internal. You need only to persist in the feeling that your desire is already fulfilled. This feeling, held with conviction, has the power to transform your reality in ways that defy logic and reason. Consider this: when you assume a position of confidence and success, you naturally carry yourself differently. Your posture changes, your voice steadies, and your actions take on a purposeful quality. These outward expressions are not deliberate, they flow effortlessly from the assumption you hold within. Similarly, when you assume lack or failure, your energy reflects hesitation, doubt, and fear, and your reality mirrors those feelings back to you. The power of assumption is neutral, it works in either direction. Therefore, it is vital to assume consciously, to choose deliberately what you will believe about yourself and your world. Many people make the mistake of waiting for external validation before adopting a positive assumption. They wait to see evidence of success before believing they are successful, or they wait for love to arrive before feeling loved. But this approach reverses the natural order. The truth is that the inner change must come first. The outer world is but a shadow, responding to the light of your inner state. By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you bring the invisible into visibility. It is not the evidence that creates belief, it is belief that creates the evidence. This process does not require struggle, only persistence. Assumptions gain power through repetition and feeling. The more you dwell on an idea with conviction, the more it becomes a part of your subconscious mind. Once embedded in the subconscious, it begins to work tirelessly to bring itself into manifestation. This is why it is essential to guard your assumptions carefully. Do not allow doubts or negative beliefs to take root. Instead, nurture only those ideas that align with your highest aspirations. The power of assumption also liberates you from the tyranny of circumstances. No matter how dire a situation may appear, you are never bound by it. Circumstances are transient, they are effects, not causes. The cause always lies within you, in the assumptions you hold. By changing your assumption, you change the cause, and the effect must follow. This truth is not reserved for the few or the fortunate, it is universal. It applies to everyone, in every situation. Whatever you desire, you can assume it to be yours. Begin now to live as though your dreams are already realized. Feel the joy, the peace, and the gratitude of having already achieved your goals. Hold that feeling steadfastly, and watch as life bends to match your vision. For the power of assumption is the power to create, and it is yours to wield. Living from the end is a transformative way of approaching life, one that redefines how you perceive your desires and interact with your reality. It is the art of embodying the state of your wish fulfilled, not as something distant or uncertain, but as a present and tangible truth. This principle shifts your focus from longing and effort to alignment and assurance, enabling you to manifest your deepest desires with grace and ease. When you live from the end, you mentally and emotionally dwell in the state of already having achieved what you desire. It is not about wishing or hoping for something to happen, it is about feeling as if it has already occurred. This shift in consciousness creates a powerful alignment between your inner state and the outer reality you seek to experience. The key lies in recognizing that the external world is a reflection of your inner state. To change your circumstances, you must first change the way you perceive and feel about them. Imagine for a moment the life you desire. What would it feel like to have your dream job, a loving relationship, or financial freedom? Close your eyes and vividly picture the details of that life. See yourself enjoying it, hear the sounds of your success, and feel the emotions that come with it. That feeling of joy, gratitude, and fulfillment is the essence of living from the end. When you hold on to that state and make it your dominant experience, the outer world begins to rearrange itself to match your inner reality. This process is not about denying the present moment or pretending that challenges do not exist. It is about transcending the limitations of the present by anchoring yourself in the certainty of your desired outcome. Living from the end allows you to move through life with confidence and clarity, knowing that the path to your goal is unfolding perfectly, even if the steps are not immediately visible. It eliminates doubt and fear, because your focus is no longer on what might happen, but on the unwavering conviction that your desire is already yours. One of the profound aspects of living from the end is how it transforms your actions and decisions. When you see yourself as already successful, your behavior naturally aligns with that belief. You take bold steps, speak with confidence, and approach challenges with resilience, because you are no longer trying to achieve something, you are simply expressing the reality of what you already know to be true. This shift in perspective not only accelerates the manifestation of your desires, but also brings a sense of peace and empowerment. Doubts and contradictions may arise, especially when the current reality appears to conflict with your vision. But this is where persistence and faith come into play. Living from the end requires that you trust the process and remain steadfast in your inner state, regardless of external circumstances. The world around you may take time to catch up with the reality you are embodying, but it must eventually conform. Circumstances are temporary and fluid, while your inner conviction is the true creative force. Living from the end is not limited to specific goals or milestones. It is a way of life. It invites you to consistently align with your highest self, to see yourself as the person you aspire to be, and to act from that place of assurance and completeness. Each time you practice this, you strengthen your ability to create consciously and intentionally. Over time, it becomes second nature, and your life transforms into a reflection of your most cherished visions. Living from the end is about recognizing that you are the creator of your reality. The power to shape your life lies within you, in your ability to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and to dwell in that state with unwavering faith. As you do so, you unlock the limitless potential of your imagination and witness the miraculous unfolding of a life that aligns perfectly with your deepest desires. Imagination is the most powerful faculty you possess, for it is the very essence of creation. It is through imagination that everything in the physical world comes into existence. Before anything can appear in reality, it must first exist in the realm of thought and imagination. This truth underscores a profound principle: imagination creates reality. Your ability to imagine is not a passive exercise or a form of idle daydreaming. It is the act of shaping the unseen into the seen, the intangible into the tangible. Every invention, every great work of art, and every human achievement began as an idea in someone's mind. It was imagined, nurtured, and believed in before it was brought into the world. This creative power is not reserved for a select few. It is a universal ability inherent in every individual. The question is not whether you are using your imagination, but how you are using it. Are you consciously creating the life you desire, or are you allowing your imagination to run unchecked, producing results that reflect fear, doubt, or limitation? The secret lies in the intentional use of imagination. To create the life you want, you must first see it clearly in your mind's eye. Construct vivid mental scenes that represent the fulfillment of your desires. Imagine yourself living the life you dream of, experiencing the joy, satisfaction, and peace that come with it. The more detailed and emotionally charged these scenes are, the more powerfully they impress upon your subconscious mind. Your subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It accepts whatever you consistently feed it as true and works tirelessly to bring that reality into being. Imagination also allows you to transcend the limitations of your current circumstances. It frees you from the constraints of the present moment, enabling you to explore possibilities that may seem impossible or out of reach. When you engage your imagination, you step into a realm where anything is possible. You are no longer bound by what you see or experience in the physical world. Instead, you align yourself with the reality you wish to create, and as you persist in that alignment, your outer world begins to shift to match your inner vision. This process requires faith and persistence. It is not enough to imagine once and then return to old patterns of doubt and worry. You must live in the state of your imagined reality, revisiting it often and holding it as your dominant mental picture. Even when evidence to the contrary appears, you must remain steadfast in your vision, knowing that the unseen is just as real, if not more so, than what is visible. Your imagination is the blueprint, and reality is simply the structure that forms around it. One of the greatest obstacles to fully embracing the creative power of imagination is the tendency to focus on how your desires will come to pass. This concern is unnecessary and counterproductive. The how is not your responsibility, it is the work of the unseen forces that respond to your focused imagination. Your role is to clearly define what you want and to dwell in the feeling of its fulfillment. Trust that the means will reveal themselves in perfect time and in ways that often surpass your expectations. Imagination creates reality not only on a grand scale but also in the small, everyday details of life. The thoughts and images you habitually entertain shape your experiences in countless ways. Whether you realize it or not, you are constantly imagining and thereby creating. But by becoming aware of this process and directing it consciously, you take control of your destiny. In embracing this truth, you discover that you are not a passive observer of life, but an active participant in its creation. Your imagination is your tool, your compass, and your source of infinite possibility. Use it wisely, and you will see that the life you envision is not just a dream, but a reality waiting to unfold. The world around you will transform as your inner vision becomes your outer experience, proving time and again that imagination truly creates reality. Faith and persistence are the twin pillars upon which all manifestations rest. Together, they form an unshakable foundation for creating the life you desire. Faith is the unwavering belief in the unseen, the conviction that what you desire already exists, even if there is no physical evidence to support it. Persistence is the consistent alignment with that belief, a steadfast refusal to be swayed by circumstances, challenges, or delays. When these two qualities are combined, they become an unstoppable force, enabling you to bring your desires from the realm of imagination into tangible reality. Faith begins with trust in the power within you. It is the knowing that your desires are not random or unattainable, but are meant to be realized. Faith does not waver in the face of adversity, because it is rooted in an understanding of the creative process. What you hold firmly in your mind and feel deeply in your heart must ultimately become your experience. Faith demands that you live in the conviction of your wish fulfilled, acting and thinking as if your desired outcome is already a fact. This mental and emotional alignment is not wishful thinking, it is the deliberate creation of reality through the power of your belief. Yet, faith alone is not enough. It must be accompanied by persistence, the determined practice of holding to your vision regardless of appearances. Persistence is what carries you through the moments when doubt creeps in, or when the outer world seems to contradict your inner conviction. It is the commitment to stay the course, to continue affirming and feeling your desired state, even when the path is unclear or the journey feels long. Persistence ensures that your faith does not falter under pressure. Together, faith and persistence form a powerful synergy. Faith gives you the clarity and confidence to know what you want and believe it is yours, while persistence ensures that this belief remains steady until it manifests. Without persistence, faith can waver. Without faith, persistence loses its direction. But when they work in harmony, they create a magnetic force that draws your desires to you with precision and certainty. The challenges you face along the way are not roadblocks, but opportunities to deepen your faith and strengthen your persistence. Every delay, every obstacle, and every moment of doubt is a test of your resolve. Will you hold to your vision, or will you allow circumstances to dictate your reality? Those who succeed are not those who never face challenges, but those who refuse to let challenges define their journey. They understand that setbacks are temporary, and that the power of faith and persistence will eventually overcome all obstacles. Persistence also requires discipline. It is easy to let fleeting emotions or external distractions pull you away from your vision. But true persistence involves a deliberate choice to return to your desired state again and again, no matter how many times you are tempted to waver. This practice of mental and emotional alignment is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. The more you persist, the stronger your belief becomes, and the more quickly your reality shifts to match your vision. Faith and persistence teach you that you are the creator of your reality. They empower you to rise above circumstances, to see beyond limitations, and to claim the life you desire with confidence and determination. By embodying these qualities, you align yourself with the natural flow of creation, transforming your dreams into reality and proving that nothing is impossible for one who believes and persists. Ignoring the evidence of the senses is a profound yet challenging principle for manifesting the life you desire. It is the conscious choice to look beyond the physical world and trust in the unseen reality you are creating within. The senses sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell are powerful tools for experiencing the material world, but they are often deceptive when it comes to shaping your destiny. They present the world as it appears now, not as it could be, and can trap you in a cycle of reacting to what already exists rather than creating what you want. To ignore their evidence is to rise above appearances and anchor yourself in the vision of your desired reality. The senses reflect the past, the result of prior thoughts, beliefs, and actions. What you see in the world around you is not fixed. It is a product of your consciousness. By the time something appears in your physical experience, it is already the outcome of previous inner states. If you allow the evidence of your senses to dictate your thoughts and feelings, you are merely perpetuating the same reality over and over again. To break free from this cycle, you must focus not on what is but on what can be. You must dare to imagine and feel as though your desire is already fulfilled, regardless of what your senses are reporting. This practice requires an unwavering commitment to your inner vision. When you ignore the evidence of the senses, you are not denying reality or pretending challenges do not exist. Instead, you are choosing to give your attention and energy to a higher reality, the one you are actively creating through your imagination, beliefs, and feelings. It is the refusal to let temporary conditions define your future. By turning away from appearances, you reclaim your power to shape your life consciously. The senses are often reinforced by external opinions and societal norms. People may tell you that your dreams are unrealistic, or that your circumstances are too difficult to overcome. These voices can make the evidence of the senses seem even more convincing. But those who achieve great things are those who dare to defy appearances and trust in their vision. They understand that what others see as impossible is only a reflection of their limited perspective, not an absolute truth. Persisting in the unseen requires faith, a deep belief in the reality of your desire. This faith is not blind, it is a deliberate choice to trust in the creative power within you. When you imagine vividly and feel deeply as though your desire is already realized, you impress this new reality upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious, in turn, begins to orchestrate events, circumstances, and opportunities to bring your vision into physical form. But this process can only unfold if you remain steadfast in your belief and refuse to be swayed by what the senses report. Doubts and fears often arise when there is a gap between your inner vision and the outer world. This is where the power of ignoring the evidence of the senses becomes most crucial. It is in these moments that you must reaffirm your commitment to your desired state. Instead of reacting to appearances, respond with faith and conviction. Remind yourself that the outer world is malleable, a reflection of your inner state, and that it must eventually conform to the reality you hold within. To master this principle, practice detachment from the physical world. This does not mean withdrawing from life or neglecting responsibilities. It means shifting your focus from external circumstances to your inner state. Spend time each day imagining the fulfillment of your desires. Feel the emotions of already having what you want, and carry those feelings with you throughout your day. Let them guide your actions and decisions, and let them be more real to you than the current conditions. Ignoring the evidence of the senses is not easy, especially in a world that values tangible proof and immediate results. But it is the key to unlocking the creative power within you. It allows you to move from a reactive state to a creative one, where you are no longer at the mercy of circumstances, but are actively shaping your reality. Trust in the unseen, persist in your vision, and watch as the outer world aligns with the truth you have cultivated within. In doing so, you will discover the limitless potential of your imagination and the profound truth that you are the creator of your life. To act as the winner now is to live with the confidence, mindset, and behaviors of someone who has already achieved their goals. It is the powerful act of embodying success before it physically manifests. This principle is rooted in the understanding that reality is shaped by your beliefs and actions, not merely by circumstances. The key to bringing your desires into being lies in the ability to think, feel, and act as though you have already won, regardless of what your current situation may be. When you adopt the mindset of a winner, you set into motion the events and opportunities that will ultimately lead you to success. The first step in acting as the winner now is to believe that success is inevitable for you. Winners do not question their worth or wonder if they are capable of achieving their dreams. They know it is simply a matter of when, not if. This unwavering belief creates a sense of certainty in everything they do. They approach challenges with confidence, knowing that they have the ability to overcome any obstacle that comes their way. If you want to create your desired reality, you must also cultivate this unshakable belief in your own success. The moment you truly believe that your success is inevitable, you unlock the potential to take inspired actions that lead to that success. Once you have established this belief, acting as the winner now requires you to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the successful outcome you desire. It means making decisions and taking steps from the perspective of someone who has already reached their goals. You must begin to ask yourself, how would a winner think, speak, and act in this situation when you live from the place of success? You no longer wait for external conditions to change before acting. Instead, you act in accordance with the life you want to create, even before the physical evidence appears. This is where persistence and consistency come in. A winner is not deterred by temporary setbacks or challenges. They understand that obstacles are simply part of the journey, and that their success is not contingent on smooth sailing, but on their ability to stay the course. Acting as the winner now requires you to maintain focus on your vision, no matter how long the path may seem. Winners do not give up when faced with adversity. They persist, learn from failures, and keep moving forward with renewed determination. Another vital aspect of acting as the winner now is the cultivation of an abundant mindset. Winners do not focus on limitations or scarcity. Instead, they see opportunities everywhere. They approach every situation with the belief that there is more than enough for everyone, and that success is not a limited resource. This mindset allows them to stay open to new ideas, new opportunities, and new ways of achieving their goals. When you adopt this mindset, you will begin to notice the doors that open for you and the opportunities that align with your desires. As you continue to embody the traits of a winner, you also begin to develop the discipline and habits that successful individuals practice daily. Winners understand the importance of consistency and self-motivation. They know that small, daily actions lead to big results over time. Whether it's dedicating time to learning, growing your skills, or taking steps toward your goals every single day, acting as the winner now involves setting the foundation for long-term success. Winners know that their actions today create the reality of tomorrow. Acting as the winner now requires you to trust the process and have faith in your journey. The external world will not immediately reflect the success you feel on the inside, but that does not mean you are not on the right path. You must trust that the universe or life itself is aligning circumstances and opportunities to bring your desires to fruition. Even when things seem difficult, remember that everything is working in your favor. Acting as the winner now means surrendering to the flow of life, knowing that all things are unfolding as they should, in perfect timing. To act as the winner now is to take full ownership of your life and your success. It is about living with the conviction, mindset, and habits of a person who has already achieved their desires. When you believe in your success, take inspired action, maintain persistence, cultivate an abundant mindset, and trust the process. You align yourself with the outcomes you seek. Success is not something that happens in the future, it is something you create in the present. Act as the winner now, and watch as your reality transforms to match the success you've already claimed. In conclusion, remember that your thoughts, beliefs, and actions are the true architects of your reality. By acting as the winner now, you set the stage for your success and align yourself with the life you desire. It's not about waiting for the right moment or for external conditions to change. It's about living with unwavering confidence, persistence, and faith in your vision, no matter what your current circumstances may be. You are the creator of your reality, and by embodying the mindset of success, you will inevitably manifest the life you envision. Thank you for taking the time to listen and reflect on these principles. May you step forward with courage, belief, and the unshakable conviction that you are already on your path to greatness. Keep trusting in yourself and keep acting as the winner now. Your success is inevitable. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, beloved, you may find yourself standing in the midst of a storm where every corner of your life seems to be overshadowed by hardship. Yet I urge you to remember this truth: God works best in the impossible. When your back is against the wall and the way seems blocked, this is when the miraculous begins to unfold. Faith is not just hope, it is the assurance of things unseen. Close your eyes to the circumstances around you and open the eyes of your imagination. See the resolution of your problem as already complete. Speak with the authority of one who knows their prayer has already been answered. Declare, this too shall pass, and I am victorious. In the invisible is the cornerstone of every miracle, every triumph, and every transformation in life. It is not merely a passive belief, but an active, vibrant force that transcends the seen and draws upon the unseen to manifest what is desired. Faith is not limited by physical senses. It operates in the realm of the eternal, where all possibilities exist. To have faith in the invisible is to recognize that the tangible world is but a shadow cast by the intangible. What you see with your eyes is only a fraction of the greater reality that lies within and beyond you. When faced with trials and challenges, the temptation is to focus solely on the problem at hand. The human mind often seeks evidence in the physical world to confirm its fears or doubts. Yet faith requires you to look beyond the visible circumstances and trust in a power that is not only greater than the situation but also infinitely loving and capable. Faith whispers that what you desire already exists in the unseen realm, and that your role is to align with it, not to doubt its presence or possibility. The invisible realm is not an abstract concept. It is the foundation of all that is visible. Every invention, every work of art, and every achievement began as an idea, an image in someone's mind, long before it took physical form. In the same way, your desires are seeds planted in the soil of the invisible. Faith is the water and sunlight that nurtures those seeds, causing them to grow and bear fruit in your life. Without faith, those seeds remain dormant, unrealized potential buried beneath the weight of fear and disbelief. It is not bound by logic or reason. It does not require the approval of circumstances or the validation of others. It simply is. It moves with a quiet assurance that defies doubt, a certainty that what is unseen is more real and enduring than what is seen. This is the essence of faith: to trust in the invisible as though it were visible. To know that the unseen is more reliable than the fleeting appearances of the material world. Many struggle to hold on to faith in difficult times because they measure reality by what they can observe. They see lack and assume it must define their life. They encounter obstacles and conclude they are insurmountable. Yet the power of faith lies in its ability to look beyond the immediate and grasp the eternal truth that all things are possible to the one who believes. The moment you align your inner vision with the reality of your desired outcome, you activate a power that begins to rearrange the seen world to match the unseen truth. It does not demand that you deny the existence of challenges. It asks that you deny them the power to define your destiny. When you walk by faith, you refuse to allow temporary circumstances to dictate your perspective. You understand that the invisible is eternal and the visible is subject to change. What is seen today can be transformed tomorrow by the force of your unwavering belief. To cultivate faith in the invisible, you must first quiet the noise of doubt and fear. Doubt is the voice of limitation, the echo of past failures or unmet expectations. But faith is the voice of infinite possibility, reminding you that your current reality is not the final word. To believe in the invisible is to claim your role as a co-creator with God, shaping your life not by what is but by what can be. Visualization is a powerful tool in the practice of faith. Close your eyes and see the outcome you desire as though it has already come to pass. Feel the joy, the relief, and the gratitude of having received it. This act of imagining is not mere wishful thinking, it is the act of summoning the invisible into visibility. As you hold this image in your mind and nourish it with faith, you will find that opportunities, resources, and solutions begin to appear, often in ways you could not have foreseen. Faith in the invisible also requires patience. The timing of manifestation is not always under your control, but your trust in the process must remain steadfast. Impatience often leads to doubt, which can derail the very miracle you seek. Instead, rest in the assurance that the unseen forces are at work on your behalf. Just as a seed planted in the ground takes time to sprout and grow, so too does the fulfillment of your faith. Faith in the invisible is an act of surrender. It is the recognition that you are not alone, that a divine intelligence is working in harmony with your desires to bring about the highest good. When you release the need to see immediate results and simply trust, you create space for miracles to unfold. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Trust in it, and you will discover that the invisible is far more powerful than anything you can perceive with your eyes. It is in the invisible that the greatest transformations begin. Imagination is the divine gift that allows you to transcend your current circumstances and shape a reality of your choosing. It is the birthplace of all transformation, the silent architect of dreams realized. Everything that exists in the world today began in the mind of someone who dared to imagine it first. Your imagination is not a fleeting daydream or idle fancy, it is the powerful seed from which transformation grows. Within it lies the key to changing not only your outer world, but also your inner state of being. Transformation begins in the mind. The circumstances of your life, no matter how entrenched or challenging they may seem, are but a reflection of your inner world. When you shift your focus from the external to the internal, you take control of the creative process that shapes your destiny. Imagination is the tool through which this process unfolds. By consciously imagining the life you desire, you plant the seed for its eventual manifestation. Many people underestimate the power of imagination because they are accustomed to viewing it as mere fantasy. Yet the imagination is far more than that. It is the bridge between the spiritual and the physical, the unseen and the seen. When you engage your imagination, you are aligning yourself with the infinite possibilities that exist in the realm of the unseen. You are summoning those possibilities into being by visualizing them with clarity and conviction. To understand the transformative power of imagination, consider the act of planting a seed. A gardener plants a seed in the soil, knowing it contains the potential to grow into a tree, a flower, or a fruitful plant. The gardener cannot see the tree within the seed, but they trust in its potential and care for it accordingly. Similarly, when you imagine a better reality for yourself, you are planting a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Your consistent focus, belief, and emotional investment in that image act as the sunlight and water that nurture it into fruition. Imagination requires you to step outside the limitations of your current reality. It asks you to see not what is, but what can be. This act of envisioning requires faith not in external circumstances, but in your inherent ability to create change. When you imagine your desires as already fulfilled, you begin to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with that reality. This alignment sets into motion unseen forces that work to bring your imagined vision into physical existence. One of the greatest challenges in harnessing the power of imagination is overcoming doubt. Doubt arises from a reliance on the senses, which often tell you that your current situation is fixed and unchangeable. But the truth is that reality is malleable, shaped by the thoughts you hold most consistently. To transform your life, you must train your mind to focus on what you desire rather than what you fear. Imagination is the tool that allows you to make this shift. By repeatedly visualizing your desired outcome, you reprogram your subconscious mind to accept it as your new reality. Emotion plays a critical role in the process of imagination. It is not enough to merely see the image of what you want, you must feel it as though it is already yours. Emotion adds energy to the vision, giving it the vitality needed to grow and take shape in the physical world. When you imagine with feeling, you create a vibrational match between your inner state and your desired outcome. This harmony attracts circumstances, people, and opportunities that align with your vision. The act of imagination is also an act of liberation. It frees you from the constraints of the past and allows you to step into a future of your own design. No matter what you have experienced, no matter how many times you have failed, your imagination remains an untapped reservoir of possibility. Each time you use it to envision a better life, you rewrite the narrative of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. Transformation through imagination is not an overnight process. Just as a seed takes time to grow, so too does the manifestation of your desires. Patience and persistence are essential. Do not allow the absence of immediate results to discourage you. Trust that the seed you have planted is growing beneath the surface, even if you cannot yet see the evidence. Continue to nurture it with your thoughts, your faith, and your unwavering belief in its eventual fruition. Imagination is your greatest ally in the journey of transformation. It empowers you to rise above your current circumstances and create a life that reflects your deepest desires. By engaging your imagination daily, you align yourself with the creative force that governs the universe. Remember, what you consistently imagine, you will eventually experience. So dream boldly, imagine vividly, and trust in the transformative power that lies within you. The seed you plant in your imagination today will become the reality you live tomorrow. The world around you is a reflection of your inner state. What you consistently feel and believe shapes your experiences and circumstances. By living in the end, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the outcome you wish to experience. This alignment sends a clear signal to the universe, activating the forces necessary to bring your vision into being. It is as if you are tuning into a frequency where your desire already exists, allowing it to manifest in your life. Many people struggle with living in the end because they are conditioned to react to the evidence of their senses. They see lack, struggle, or delay and allow those external conditions to dictate their feelings and beliefs. But the key to living in the end is to reverse this process. Instead of letting your external circumstances shape your inner state, let your inner conviction shape your external reality. This shift requires faith and imagination, as you must trust in the unseen before it becomes visible. The emotional aspect of living in the end is equally important. It is not enough to visualize your desire, you must also feel it. Emotion is the energy that brings your vision to life. When you feel gratitude, joy, or relief, as though your wish has been fulfilled, you align your vibration with the frequency of that outcome. This emotional alignment creates a powerful resonance between your inner world and the reality you seek to manifest. Living in the end also requires persistence. The world around you may not immediately reflect the new reality you are creating. There may be moments of doubt or discouragement when it seems as though nothing is changing. But in those moments, it is crucial to remain steadfast in your inner conviction. Do not waver in your belief or allow temporary appearances to sway you. Remember that the physical world is a delayed reflection of your inner state. Continue to live in the end, knowing that what you feel and believe within will eventually materialize without. This practice is not about forcing outcomes or manipulating circumstances. It is about surrendering to the truth that your desire is already fulfilled on a higher level. When you live in the end, you let go of the need to control every detail or figure out the how. You trust that the same power that inspired your desire will orchestrate its fulfillment in perfect timing and in ways you could not have imagined. Your only task is to remain aligned with the feeling of fulfillment. Living in the end is an act of faith, a declaration that the reality you seek is not only possible, but inevitable. It is a way of being that transcends the limitations of time and space, allowing you to draw the future into the present. As you embody the state of your fulfilled desire, you become a magnet for the people, opportunities, and circumstances that align with that reality. The beauty of living in the end is that it transforms you from within. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from doubt to confidence, from fear to love. As you practice this way of living, you discover a profound truth. You are not waiting for your desires to be fulfilled. They are waiting for you to realize they are already yours. The present moment is the most powerful space you can ever occupy. It is not simply a fleeting instant in time, it is a doorway to all that is real, vibrant, and transformative. In the present moment, you are free from the limitations of the past and the uncertainties of the future. It is where your true power resides, where your awareness connects with the infinite, and where life reveals its fullest potential. To fully embrace the present is to step into the realm of creation, where you can shape your reality with clarity, intention, and purpose. Many people live their lives caught in the illusion of time, their minds constantly replaying past events or projecting into an imagined future. They dwell on regrets, failures, or disappointments from the past, or worry about outcomes and possibilities that may never come to pass. This mental habit robs them of the richness and vitality of the present moment, the only place where life actually happens. The past exists only as a memory, and the future is but a possibility shaped by what you do now. By anchoring yourself in the present, you reclaim your power and begin to live authentically. The present moment holds the key to freedom, because it is untouched by the constraints of time. When you immerse yourself fully in the now, you transcend the burdens of what has been and the anxieties of what might be. This is not a passive state of being, but an active and conscious choice to focus your awareness on the here and now. It requires a shift in perspective, a willingness to let go of distractions and fully engage with the moment before you. In the present moment, you access the fullness of life itself. Every breath, every sensation, every thought is imbued with significance when you are truly present. The ordinary becomes extraordinary, and you find that joy is not dependent on external circumstances, but arises naturally from within. When you stop chasing after happiness or resisting discomfort, you discover a profound peace that comes from simply being. This peace is not the absence of challenges, but the presence of awareness that allows you to navigate life with grace and resilience. The present moment is also the space where creativity flourishes. When your mind is not clouded by the past or the future, you open yourself to inspiration and insight. Ideas flow effortlessly, and solutions to problems reveal themselves. This is because the present moment connects you with a deeper intelligence, a universal wisdom that transcends the limitations of your thinking mind. By grounding yourself in the now, you align with this intelligence and allow it to guide your actions and decisions. To enter the present moment fully, you must cultivate awareness. Awareness is the ability to observe your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment or attachment. It is the practice of noticing what is, rather than reacting to what was or anticipating what will be. This requires mindfulness, a conscious attention to the present that brings your mind and body into harmony. Whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply pausing to appreciate your surroundings, mindfulness helps you access the power of the now. One of the greatest barriers to living in the present is resistance. The mind often resists what it perceives as unpleasant or uncomfortable, seeking instead to escape into distractions or fantasies. Yet, resistance only amplifies suffering. So, by accepting the present moment as it is, without wishing it were different, you dissolve the tension created by resistance. Acceptance does not mean resignation, it means fully embracing reality as the starting point for change and growth. The present moment is also the doorway to manifestation. Whatever you desire, a loving relationship, a fulfilling career, or greater health, begins with how you think and feel right now. When you focus your thoughts and emotions on what you want, as though it is already yours, you set the creative process in motion. The energy of your present state ripples out into the world, attracting experiences and circumstances that match your vibration. By living consciously in the present, you take ownership of this creative power. Living in the present moment does not mean ignoring the lessons of the past or neglecting to plan for the future. Rather, it means using the now as the foundation for all you do. The insights gained from past experiences inform your actions, and the visions you hold for the future give direction to your present efforts. But neither the past nor the future holds power over you. Only the now is real, and only the now can be acted upon. The present moment is a gift. It is the portal through which you experience life in its fullness. By embracing it with openness and gratitude, you unlock the limitless potential within yourself. The doorway to joy, peace, and transformation is always available to you. Step through it, and you will find that everything you seek has been waiting for you in the now. Hard situations often feel like insurmountable obstacles, moments of despair that leave us questioning why such challenges are placed in our path. Yet, these very struggles are not random or purposeless. They are divine preparations, carefully orchestrated to shape, refine, and strengthen you for the journey ahead. What may seem like adversity is, in fact, an invitation to grow, an opportunity to align more deeply with the truth of who you are and the purpose you are here to fulfill. Life's most profound transformations rarely occur in comfort. It is in the crucible of difficulty that the soul is tempered. Hard situations strip away illusions, exposing the core of your being and revealing the strength, resilience, and wisdom that have always been within you. They compel you to look inward, to draw upon resources you may not have realized you possessed. What feels like breaking is often the process of breaking open a necessary step for expansion and renewal. When faced with hardship, it is natural to ask, "Why is this happening to me?" But a more empowering question is, "What is this teaching me?" Every challenge carries a lesson, a hidden blessing that becomes apparent only when you are willing to see beyond the surface of your pain. Perhaps it is teaching patience, resilience, or the importance of faith. Perhaps it is redirecting you from a path that no longer serves you toward one that aligns with your higher purpose. Whatever the lesson, trust that it is not arbitrary. It is a divine preparation for the greater things to come. Consider the seed planted deep in the soil. Before it can grow into a thriving plant, it must first endure the darkness, the weight of the earth pressing down upon it. The seed does not resist this process, it surrenders to it, knowing that the very conditions that seem to confine it are the same ones that nurture its growth. Similarly, the difficulties you face are not there to destroy you, but to prepare you for the light that awaits on the other side. Hard situations often reveal what truly matters. They strip away distractions and superficial concerns, forcing you to focus on what is essential. In doing so, they realign your priorities and clarify your purpose. You may discover strength you never knew you had, a deeper connection to your faith, or a renewed sense of gratitude for the simple blessings in life. These moments of clarity are gifts born from the fires of adversity. Resistance to hardship only amplifies suffering. When you fight against what is, you create inner turmoil that prevents you from seeing the higher purpose behind your struggles. But when you surrender not in defeat, but in trust, you open yourself to divine guidance. Surrender does not mean giving up, it means releasing the need to control outcomes and trusting that there is a greater plan at work. It means believing that even in the midst of difficulty, everything is unfolding for your highest good. Faith is the anchor that steadies you in the storm. When life feels overwhelming, it is faith that reminds you that you are never alone. The same divine force that created you is with you in every moment, guiding you, supporting you, and preparing you for what lies ahead. This force does not test you to punish you, it challenges you to grow, to evolve, and to step into the fullness of your potential. Trust that every tear, every struggle, and every setback is part of a divine preparation that is leading you to something greater. Perspective is key. When you shift your focus from the pain of the moment to the possibilities it holds, you begin to see your challenges in a new light. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How is this preparing me for what I desire?" Such a shift transforms hardship into a catalyst for growth. It empowers you to face difficulties with courage, knowing that they are not obstacles but stepping stones to a richer, more meaningful life. The divine never places a burden upon you without also equipping you to bear it. Trust that within every hardship lies the seed of transformation, waiting to bloom into something extraordinary. Life's difficulties are not barriers to your progress, they are invitations to rise, to trust, and to become. Embrace them with an open heart, knowing that they are preparing you for the blessings and breakthroughs that await. In the end, you will find that the hardest moments were not the end of your journey, but the beginning of something far greater than you could have imagined. Your words hold an extraordinary power, far greater than you may realize. They are not merely sounds or symbols, they are the creative force of life itself. What you speak over your life has the power to shape your reality, to transform your circumstances, and to align you with the life you desire. When you speak life into your circumstances, you activate a divine principle that shifts the energy of your world and sets miracles into motion. In the midst of challenges, it is tempting to speak words of despair, frustration, or defeat. But to do so is to breathe life into those very conditions. The words you choose in difficult times are not inconsequential. They are a declaration of what you believe and an invitation for more of the same. Complaining or lamenting strengthens the chains that bind you, while words of faith, hope, and affirmation have the power to break them. Speaking life begins with acknowledging the creative power of your tongue. Each word you utter carries energy, shaping the invisible realm that surrounds you. When you say, "I am blessed," you set the stage for blessings to manifest. When you declare, "I am strong," you summon strength into your being. These are not empty affirmations, they are seeds planted in the fertile soil of the universe, waiting to grow into tangible realities. To speak life into your circumstances, you must first align your words with your desired outcome. Speak not of what you fear, but of what you seek. If you are in the midst of financial hardship, resist the urge to say, "I am broke." Instead, affirm, "Abundance flows to me with ease." If you feel overwhelmed by difficulties, do not declare, "I can't handle this." Instead, say, "I am equipped to overcome every challenge." Your words are like a compass, guiding your thoughts and emotions toward the reality you wish to create. It is not enough to merely say the words, you must believe in their power. Speaking life requires faith, a deep conviction that what you declare is already on its way to becoming real. This faith is not wishful thinking, it is an unshakable trust in the unseen, a knowing that the universe responds to your energy and intention. When you speak words of life, you align yourself with the divine flow, creating a harmony between your inner world and your external circumstances. The practice of speaking life is especially powerful in moments of darkness. When faced with adversity, your words become a beacon of light that cuts through the fog of uncertainty. Instead of focusing on the problem, shift your attention to the solution. Speak as though the answer is already yours. If you are struggling with a health challenge, declare, "I am healed, whole, and vibrant." If you are navigating a season of loneliness, affirm, "I am surrounded by love and meaningful connections." By speaking in alignment with the reality you wish to experience, you draw that reality closer to you. Speaking life also requires intentionality. Pay attention to the words you speak, not only about yourself but also about others and the world around you. Words of criticism, judgment, or negativity create a ripple effect, reinforcing the very energies you may wish to avoid. Instead, choose words that uplift, encourage, and inspire. Speak blessings over others, and you will find that blessings return to you. Say, "The best is yet to come," not only for yourself but for those around you. This creates an atmosphere of possibility and hope, both within and beyond you. In addition to spoken words, the silent conversations you have with yourself are equally important. Your inner dialogue shapes your beliefs, your emotions, and ultimately your actions. Speak life to yourself, even in your thoughts. Replace self-doubt with self-belief, fear with faith, and despair with hope. Tell yourself, "I am worthy, capable, and destined for greatness." As you consistently speak life within, you will begin to see its reflection in the world around you. Speaking life is not about denying reality, but about choosing how to interpret and respond to it. You may see obstacles, but speak of opportunities. You may face setbacks, but speak of comebacks. By focusing your words on possibility and growth, you reframe your circumstances and open the door to divine intervention. The universe listens to your words, and when you speak life, it moves in ways that align with your declarations. The power to transform your life is already within you. It is in the words you speak, the thoughts you think, and the faith you carry. Speak life into your circumstances today, no matter how bleak they may seem. Choose words that reflect the reality you desire, and watch as the universe begins to conspire in your favor. The creative force of your words can turn mourning into joy, lack into abundance, and despair into hope. Speak boldly, speak faithfully, and speak with the confidence that your words are a divine instrument, shaping the life you are meant to live. Trusting the process and releasing the how are among the most profound acts of faith one can embody. Life is filled with desires, aspirations, and goals, and it is natural to want to understand every step that will lead you from where you are to where you wish to be. Yet, the most transformative experiences in life often require surrendering this need for control and trusting in the unfolding of events. Trusting the process is about letting go of the specifics and allowing the greater intelligence of life, the divine, the universe, or whatever name you give it, to guide the way. The urge to control stems from a place of fear. We fear uncertainty, and so we seek to map out every detail, believing that if we can just figure out the how, we can guarantee success. But this approach is often counterproductive. It limits our perspective and closes us off to possibilities that exist beyond our understanding. When you insist on knowing exactly how your desire will manifest, you may unknowingly block the very paths that could lead you there. Trusting the process means recognizing that the how is not your responsibility, it belongs to the divine order that orchestrates all things. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not dig it up each day to check if it is growing. You trust the process of nature. You water the seed, ensure it has sunlight, and then leave the rest to forces beyond your control. Similarly, in life, your role is to plant the seeds of your desires through intention, action, and belief. Once you have done this, you must release the need to micromanage the unfolding. Trust that life knows how to bring your desires to fruition, often in ways far greater than you could have imagined. Releasing the how requires faith in the unseen. It is an acknowledgement that there is a higher intelligence at work, one that operates with perfect timing and wisdom. What you desire is already on its way, but it may not come through the channels you expect. When you cling to a specific path or method, you limit the universe's ability to surprise you. Trusting the process means remaining open, allowing the infinite possibilities of creation to reveal themselves. This trust does not mean passivity. It is not about sitting idly by and waiting for life to happen. Instead, it is about aligning your actions with your intentions and then stepping back to allow the divine flow to take over. Imagine rowing a boat downstream with the current. You still have a role to play. You must steer and row, but you are not fighting against the flow. Trusting the process is much like this. It involves active participation while letting the current of life carry you forward. Challenges and setbacks are a natural part of the process, and they often serve a greater purpose. When things do not go as planned, it is easy to fall into doubt, questioning whether your desires will ever come to pass. But trust requires patience and perspective. What feels like a detour may actually be a shortcut, a redirection that leads you to something even better than what you had envisioned. Trusting the process means believing that every experience, even the difficult ones, is contributing to your growth and leading you closer to your ultimate goal. One of the greatest barriers to releasing the how is the illusion of control. We often believe that by worrying, strategizing, or overanalyzing we can force outcomes. But control is an illusion. The most profound shifts and breakthroughs in life often occur when we let go. Releasing the how is not about giving up on your desires. It is about releasing the mental and emotional strain that comes from trying to force outcomes. This release creates space for miracles to occur. Trusting the process also means embracing the present moment. The how often pulls us into the future, making us anxious about what is to come. But the process is happening now, in this moment. By focusing on the present, you allow yourself to experience the journey fully, rather than rushing through it in pursuit of the destination. Trust that each step you take is part of a divine plan, even if you cannot yet see the entire path. When you trust the process, you align yourself with the flow of life. This alignment brings peace, clarity, and a sense of ease. You no longer need to carry the burden of figuring everything out. Instead, you can rest in the assurance that life is working for you, not against you. Release the how and you will find that the universe responds with grace and precision, orchestrating events in ways that are beyond your comprehension. Trusting the process is a practice, one that requires patience and persistence. There will be moments of doubt, but each time you choose trust over fear, you strengthen your connection to the divine. Life's greatest gifts often come when you least expect them, delivered in ways you could never have planned. Trust the process, release the how, and watch as life unfolds in ways that are not only beautiful but also perfectly aligned with the highest version of yourself. In life, the greatest transformation occurs when we embrace trust, release control, and speak life into our circumstances. By understanding the creative power of our imagination, faith, and words, we align ourselves with the divine flow that guides every step of our journey. Challenges become stepping stones, and the present moment becomes our doorway to miracles. When we let go of the how and trust the process, we open ourselves to infinite possibilities far greater than we could have ever envisioned. You have the power within you to shape your reality, overcome obstacles, and manifest the life you desire. Trust in the unseen, believe in your worthiness, and remain steadfast in your faith. Life is not happening to you, it is responding to you. Embrace this truth, live boldly, and let your trust in the divine order lead you to a life of abundance, peace, and fulfillment. Thank you for joining in this reflection, and may you walk forward with renewed confidence, faith, and grace. Remember, the universe is always conspiring in your favor.